Do you know how many times you've missed that jump? Jeez. Yeah, jump puzzles on console. I mean, dude, jump puzzles on controller, seriously.
Welcome to Hollywood. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
team still needs
Onwards to victory!
just a scratch. You'll be fine. Feeling sleepy. Going to hurt.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
This is much better than a cabana on the beach.
Enemy turret ahead.
Let's get you back in the fight!
You're going to
Enemy
be
turret
okay.
ahead.
Healing in hand. You're covered. Enemy turn.
Behind you!
Enemy turret ahead.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways.
Enemy turret ahead.
I have your back. I'm
The
an alien.
payload has reached the ship.
Enemy turn.
Enemy turret ahead.
Onwards to
I wasn't
victory!
cut out for retirement anyways.
Enemy
Take
turret
your
eliminated.
Need healing. This will help. Enemy turn.
Team kill.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways. You're going to be okay. You're powered up. Get in there.
The payload is approaching its destination.
I've come back
Helden
from
sterben
worse.
nicht!
Round 1 complete.
You have like a month, don't you? From purchase?
Score 0 to 3. Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero. Traveling to Hanamura. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
watching over you.
I'm not one for standing around. Easy.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Give it your all.
I pass many an hour of my misspent youth here, alone.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attack commences. Capture objective A.
You needed a doctor? The battle continues. Let me get some more stuff. Damage increase. I'm taking care. Heroes never die. This is not your fight. Keep the confidence. We make a great team. This is not the end.
Objective A captured. Commence attack on objective B.
Damage boost engaged. Reinhardt, where would you be without me? Powered up. Get them off me. Let's see that out there. I am ready to unleash I'm taking care of you. Damage and
Ash here.
let me get you patched up. Don't let up on them.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Damage increase. Let me.
Taking the objective! Join me in glory!
You've got this. Thanks. Yeah, hello.
Round one.
Mercy in the...
Score 2-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Babe, I've been watching too much Supernatural.
I'll be watching over
Don't
you.
be scared.
It's been done.
I will break you.
Keep the skies clear for me.
No mercy.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Power. See you in the air. I'm taking care of you.
Hello.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
I get the idea.
No, you got something you can kiss and hearts go off?
Damage was engaged.
Oh. We'll do it, babe.
Gonna stop now. Don't worry. Let me get you patched up. Let's get you back in the fight. Damage increased. Mercy in the Reichschaftsteam. Get them off me. You should be at peak performance levels. Let's get you back out there. Damage was engaged. The battle continues. You needed a walk-up? Heroes never die. Fire's will. you patched up. I'm taking care of you.
Objective lost.
Goodness, Valkyrie is ready.
New defense point. Objective B.
Powered up.
Thanks for the assist.
Heroes never die. Damage boost engaged.
Gonna make you feel better.
Systems at max.
Hello there.
Hello.
Let me.
Hey.
Let's get you back out there. Powered up. Nerf this.
Coming.
This is not the end. I'm here. I'm taking care of you.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Cover me. Let me get you past. Damage increase. Where does it come? I've got you.
60 seconds.
Heroes never die.
Oh, let's break it.
I'm taking care of you. Don't let up on them.
Gonna make you feel better.
30 seconds remaining.
I'm here. Let's get you back out there.
Start jumping.
10 seconds.
Where would you be without me? Healing stream engaged. I'm on fire now. Fighting. My ultimate is almost ready.
Victory. Play of the game.
Let them up. Step inside. Stay alive.
You might want to change your button mapping so that you don't have to take your thumbs off the analogs to jump. Like, I really like L1 to jump. I also did that for Smash. I love you, babe. Good night. Okay, babe. I'm gonna hop off too. GG's.
Welcome to Junkertown. Prepare to attack.
I'll be watching over.
Quit standing around and get ready to move.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Analyzing location. Hot.
Greetings.
Let's gather some valuable data on this mission. 起来吧。
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload. Get us home safe.
I'm taking care of you.
Time overloading!
Get here.
I could use some assistance. Ich bin da. Damage increased. Deine Objective ist da. Don't stop now. Where does it end? I'm moving payload. I recommend moving behind my body. Let me get you patched up. Heilstrahl aktiviert. Damage amplified.
Time overloading!
Let's get you back out there. Heroes never die. Sterben nicht.
Target down. Kill.
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei der Arbeit. Ich bin da. The payload stopped.
Rally at my position.
I'm taking care of you. Lights out. Let me get you patched up. Your support has arrived.
Team up for special attack.
Where does it end? Deine Göttin ist da. I'm here. Thanks. Heroes never die.
60 seconds remaining.
Der Kampf ist nicht vorbei. Helden sterben nicht. Good as new.
Register at your service.
Let's get you back out there. Deine Göttin ist da. Let me get you patched up.
30 seconds remaining.
Helden sterben nicht. Affirmative. I'm with you. Let's get you back out there.
seconds remaining.
Bob, do something! Back in the fight.
Overtime.
Healing stream engaged.
Round one. Complete.
Here it comes.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
I'll be watching over you.
Time to let off some steam!
Ich bin da.
Getting cooked alive in here!
Attackers incoming.
Let me get you patched up.
Much obliged! No! Thank you, my friend!
Only other place I can get some decent Chinese food.
Hello!
No.
Thank you!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Barrier activated!
Stop the payload.
Adjusting angle. Being activated.
Much obliged! Hi!
A clean bill of health. I've got you. Healing stream engaged. Great team. I'm taking care. Right beside you.
This will help.
You should be at peak performance level.
Oh, you look tired.
You've got this. Where does it hurt? I'm here. This is not the end. Immer unterbricht sich jemand bei der Arbeit. Heimstrahl aktiviert.
What we hope to witness.
I'm taking care of you.
Valkyrie is ready.
Heroes never die. Let's get you back in the fight. You needed a doctor?
My ultimate is charging.
Let's get you back out there. Let me get you patched up.
Need healing! Need healing!
You needed a doctor?
60 seconds remaining.
Heroes never die. Much better. It's been done.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm taking care of it.
Allow me to tear down.
Setting out the welcome mat.
Defeat.
Affective disorder.
I have a cousin who has it, but she's
Sup,
also
Lucky?
a nurse, so
Oh.
she like knows what to do and what, like how to
Alright,
control it.
before we go, just gotta check on something.
12 inches.
Wait. So,
Mine's bullshit.
I can't read any of Battle
What about-
Furby's stats. I don't know about that.
what about kids who are young?
Is this
who
just a
identify
debate
as
group?
kids?
Yeah,
Are we playing
debate group.
comp?
Alright,
Oh,
so
okay.
We're waiting.
say there's a kid who's 10 years old and they know that they're trans.
No.
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 Like biologically or like mentally?
By age 12, they
What's the
start
question?
looking into all that like
Cue
all
us
the
up.
surgery they can get, and by age 13 they want to have surgery. What do you do?
Tell them no, you're not
No.
old enough. What?
Right.
Yeah, you say fuck
No.
that.
Tell them
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna slap the fucking goofy out your ass.
Yeah, you can wait until you turn 18 and pay for it yourself.
That's a good idea.
I
Well,
mean,
at least
like,
be fully functioning enough to understand the implications of the decision that they want to
I
make,
just
you know?
hope he understands
That's true though. Like you have to admit
Should-
that's true.
I'm
Should
a
chill
man's
with it.
desire.
Some
is never
government
ending.
subsidies pay for hormone conversion therapy for people over the age, like over the age
No.
of 18.
Okay,
Absolutely
but
not.
what's bad about body modification?
Nothing.
Okay,
it's
man.
just that at a
We
young
gotta
age.
start
it's
the
like-
fucking match.
No, ain't no
Leave.
match. Get out.
Just leave.
We got time for this, dude.
People are about to leave, man, and we finally got a perfect group. Like, it's flawless.
Like, I can understand at a young age it being like any other kind of body modification, their parent needing to sign off on it. But when it comes to the health of the kid, when they get into that area, it opens a lot of doors to mental health
They're not
care
ready.
being provided for them. Yeah, but
Right.
they're gonna have a lot of people talking to them to see what
I don't
they're
care.
doing on
They're not ready.
Okay, cool.
No, I mean, think about like the decisions that like every one of us, I'm sure you guys are all over the age of 13. Like when you look at
Wow,
yourself
I
as a
am.
kid, when you look at yourself as a kid and see the decisions, like you probably wanted to be a fucking veterinarian or something when you were a kid. You still want to be a vet? No, like that's how easy kids change their
Yeah,
minds.
but okay, let's say they do change their mind. So fucking what? They've got a couple of scars to put some sick ass tattoos
what?
on? Like you can just change it back.
You
It
cut
don't
out.
look like
Can you
that.
repeat that?
Like, let's say they do change their mind, then they can just have another surgery farther down the line if they do change their mind to change it
It
to
don't
full.
work like that.
It
It's
does
not,
work
that's
like
not how
that.
it works. But it
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
Like, there's literally people, like, right now who transitioned when they were, like, 11 or 12, like, a couple years ago, and now they're, like, 17 or 18, and they go and talk about, like, how damaging it is because now they no longer view themselves as a boy, and they're now, like, a girl, which is biologically what they are, and they're stuck with a man voice, they're stuck with facial hair, and they're, like, crying about it on
Okay,
YouTube.
that's hormones. You literally take the drugs or get off the drugs to fix that.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't go away, it's permanent, like,
And also
for
there's the
voice
body
changes and things
dysmorphia,
like
which
that.
not in the terms of like wanting to do it as an adult, but I'm saying like if you grow up and have that switch multiple times just because you're feeling isolated and you think that doing this, because obviously, you know, everyone around you is going to be like, good for you for being yourself, good for, you know, there's a lot of outside encouragement that leads to the person thinking they have to do this.
Right.
And then later on they're like, oh shit, that was fucked up. And sometimes the ability, whether the money's not there, or, you know, depending on how far they've gone with the plastic surgery, that's a fucked up operation in itself to go back on. It's fucked up in the first place.
Right.
Like, not fucked up, but like, I'm just saying what it does to the body and its growth.
Yeah.
You're really shifting shit. You're not just.
How old is this person?
I don't think the science is completely there. Like, I agree with the premise, but I don't think it's healthy to have that many huge surgeries during a very formative time of a person's mental development. Like, I think they need to be comfortable with who they are. Like,
Well,
like not in their body, but
doctors
in their
ask
mind
questions
first,
before going into these kind of surgeries. Yeah, but questions get like if you have any kind of
depending on the state and depending on the hospital. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like any kind of vanity surgery, you get asked questions beforehand and they determine your mental state.
Depending on.
I mean, that could
Not
tell.
necessarily. Look at all the girls with like fucked up filler faces, because when they were like 20, they
That's
decided to go to a
standard
plastic
practice.
surgeon and he fucked up their face. Like he didn't ask them any questions. They just want money.
Where they can...
That's
Okay.
true. They just want the money. They don't
Exactly,
really
because
care.
there are so many plastic surgeons like talking, like speaking out right now about like no, like they shouldn't be used on like teenagers, like girls like that are 17 shouldn't be getting lip fillers
Okay,
because
well
when they're
then let's
older,
say
their
if-
skin doesn't work the same way. But irresponsible surgeons still do these things,
When
like
they're
they don't
18,
care, they
yes.
don't ask questions.
Okay, if you're gonna talk about how there are bad doctors, then let's talk about how there are outliers in the people that want to get this sex change operation. Like, they'll go get it done in fucking Mexico. Like, if people... It doesn't matter.
True.
They'll get it done.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like
It means we should make it as safe as possible. Give them the
But
mental
isn't-
health
It
professionals.
means it
that
shouldn't
also-
happen at all.
But that's under the assumption that
You
the
can't
science
stop
is
it, dude.
perfect. Like, no, I'm not saying
Exactly.
that you can't stop it. I'm saying like.
No, the
for,
dude that's
like,
deep throating his
science
mic is saying we
perfect,
should.
right?
It's like, how are you
Wait,
gonna
what?
stop it?
Wait, what was all like?
Like, I'm like in the most developed. Like, puberty is the most important stage of a person's life in terms of
Exactly.
mental, physical development.
Yeah, and that leaves them the most
physical
vulnerable
part
to
can be
abuse,
changed.
which is
I
actual
think
evil.
physical part can be changed, but should you have a control over your physical part when you don't even have a control over your mental part? Because those are
No.
equally important.
They go hand in hand.
No.
no, they don't.
No, they don't.
Absolutely not.
A child
Are you
is not
under
capable
18?
of making decisions for
I'm 22.
itself. A parent would never let its child drive a car when they're fucking 9 years old, just because the 9-year-old thinks it can drive a car. Like, there are things that the
Right.
parents should be in control of.
Okay, then
And if the parents
what
are
about like
progressive, then
steps
yes,
you
they
could
can
take?
do that shit. Fine, it's their kid, it's their fucking problem. Like, it's their fucking choice, and if the kid ends up being a healthy person, that's fucking amazing.
Right.
But
Okay, I'm not sure where I stand on this part. Do you think
it should
that
be up to
there's
the parents.
let's say that we're making a legal whether it should or shouldn't be legal? Is there a difference in age
We're not
for when they should be able to start using hormones versus surgery?
18. I
When
would
they're
say
an adult,
18.
when they're
18 to
18,
25, I think that would probably
Do you
be
think
the
it's
range.
the same
25
for
is when
surgery though?
you're pre-neo.
Well, once you're an adult, you have the ability to do whatever you want. So either way, 18 is at least the baseline, I
Yeah,
think,
it's
in my
25.
opinion, for
When your
anything.
prefrontal cortex fully comes together, which is all
Right.
about empathy. It's not really important. I think, honestly, 18 is the perfect age.
Because I do like
Yeah.
the idea of a stepping stone. Like, if they are 12 and have been cleared through mental checks and have consent of their parents, like everybody is with them, including professionals, they should be able to take hormones as a stepping stone
Ain't wrong.
to
Mm-mm,
see
I don't think so.
if it feels right for them.
The thing
Well,
is that
testosterone
hormones, like,
feels
you
great
have,
to
I feel like you're working on the premise that, like, hormones don't cause damage further down the
Yeah,
line
that's
if
why
they
I
choose
asked.
to stop
It's
taking
It's
hormones.
kind of right there with surgery.
Testosterone to a girl who's unsure of herself, who's feeling isolated, who's feeling
Right.
But like when you tell
things that transgender children will feel, like it feels like a drug. And for those who like really just aren't sure and they're just trying to buy into the social acceptance that transgenders come, like the term comes with it, it's a fucking drug because all of a sudden they have testosterone, they're fucking sure of themselves, they're fucking
okay, but you
feeling
need
great,
some kind of outlet.
energetic.
Complete and total denial of accessibility is
It needs
not
to
a
be
good
up to the
answer.
doctors and the parents.
But here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. I personally feel like it's gone from, like, there's no middle ground, right? So it's either you're straight or you're automatically transgender. To these kids, this is how they think. It goes on an extreme. You don't see, like, tomboys anymore, like girls who, like, dress like boys but are not actually a boy. You know, like, there's so many people like that. And then they go and sit there and be like, oh, well, I must be
That's androgynous.
Be, like,
you get a lot of
transgender.
androgynous people.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that, like, kids don't understand that there's a middle ground. Like, kids are not capable of understanding the nuances of these issues. So then
Yeah,
they
it's a
go,
spectrum.
oh, well, I want to dress like a boy, so I must be a boy, and I must be transgender, and I want to get on hormones, when they don't necessarily have the understanding that, sure, if that's who they are, and they turn 18 and they still think that way, then, like, go for it, whatever, it's a free country, do whatever you want.
But yeah,
like,
there's
when
a
they're
bunch of
kids, they don't
checks to go
understand the
through.
nuance.
Like, they
But
shouldn't
that's
be
not
able to
true
go
with
buy these
hormones.
hormones
Like,
from a gas station.
In California, you can just go and be like, "Hey, doctor, I feel like I'm transgender," and if your parents are cool with it, they'll give you hormones.
Yeah, the parents and the doctor. That's
Yeah,
two
but there's
different
not, like,
checks right there
checks
that you have to go
for
through.
like, yeah, but if the parents are cool with it because they live in a social, like, area, like
And the
California, for
doctor's
example,
cool
is
with
not-
it.
like. And the doctor's cool with it. Like, the kid doesn't have to go through, like, psychiatric,
cool
like,
with it.
checks or anything like that.
Those are
Like,
two
they can just
psychiatric
do it.
checks.
No, it's not. Like, a doctor's not a psychiatrist.
That's
No,
psychiatry
honestly,
can fail.
I would say I don't really care what other people do. Like, but should the state, like Planned Parenthood, which is subsidized by the state, should that be a service that they offer?
As long as it literally comes with that mental health professional assistance. Like, make it cost more, I don't give a fuck, but just make that go hand in hand.
Honestly, I don't even think it would be that much, given the.
I don't think
like,
Planned Parenthood, like, deals with that stuff right now, though, right?
No.
No, there are some states where like the
They
states
do deal with hormones.
Right, hormone therapy and shit. So I mean, like, but honestly, I feel like as long as there's a system in place where we make sure that like the right people are getting it, like the one.
There is
the
no
ones
system
who
that could
actually
possibly
are-
exist for that, because the kid will never know what he truly wants until he turns into a grown adult.
Okay, you could provide them a mental health professional and a stepping stone.
It doesn't. There's kids who still see mental health professionals and still don't know what's going on, dude.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
a
and there's
mental
kids
health
that-
professional isn't a end all be all. It doesn't solve every
Right.
mental problem you have.
And you have to take into account any personal biases that any doctor or mental health professional or whatever
Exactly.
medical person this person is dealing with, there may be biases. Just like in some states they're very conservative, they have a bias against it, versus in other states they're super liberal about it and they have a bias for it. So they may not necessarily do all the necessary things to make sure. Instead they're like, oh, a trans kid, I support trans kids, I want to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, okay, but when you take all of the options away, they get it done in Mexico. And then we get no tax dollars.
And we can't do nothing about that.
You can give them options that are healthy.
If they get it done in Mexico, that's kind of their fault, not ours.
There are other states that do it. I mean, there is no reason to go to Mexico.
Oh, really?
And
Oh.
can you provide an example of like someone underage, like going to Mexico, or is that just like a theory that you have?
I can give you
It's
plenty
just a
of
theory.
Oh, dude, if they're willing to go to Mexico,
Nobody wants to go to Mexico.
No one, no responsible parent
I mean,
is going to
we'll let
take
that
their
kid go to
child
Mexico.
to Mexico.
Is
for
it
medical
really
treatment.
all that different from a coat hanger? Like, you know what I mean.
No,
It
we
is
don't.
completely different.
How?
Y'all said co-hangers.
Being pregnant is not the same thing as wanting
It's not the
surgery.
equivalent.
No, being
exactly.
pregnant isn't, but having an abortion is on the same level.
Right.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
Absolutely not. You're not changing the biological, like, chemical shit
Components
about a
of the person. You're just killing
Exactly.
somebody.
And especially if you were raised religious and you feel like you just killed something.
Yeah, you like no.
If
It's
you
not the
feel
same,
that a
bro.
little
False
bit,
equivalent.
It's not even
Okay,
Absolutely
I'm
false
talking about
equivalent.
the health concerns.
no, not even the same.
No.
Like
No, not the same.
the
I
hormones
just want
that are
people
going through a woman while
mentally and
she's
physically
pregnant.
to be as safe as possible.
And they will.
Okay, but a kid,
when they turn 18.
can't mentally go understand all of these things. That's why there's
That's
usually a limit, and then that's usually 18.
Kids are fucking dumb. Why are we're arguing about if kids are dumb or not?
Bro, that's a
And they are. We all know they are. We all know that they are.
They're not dumb. It's just that they're not the smartest
End up
person in
being
the world.
dumb, whatever.
They're not
dumb
physically,
adult.
mentally capable of understanding every
Okay.
little aspect of the decision that they're making. Did you
Okay,
make a
but-
decision when you were 15 years old where you're like, "Ooh, that was a bad decision"? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that, but like on a greater scale, that affects you for the rest of your life.
Never.
I mean,
Nope.
is mental
You can have surgery at
maturity
18.
enough?
Okay, that's 18.
Like, why is mental maturity so important?
Because you gotta know what
Because
you
you can
want.
change your mind when you
Exactly.
reach mental.
I mean, people
Now
mature
to understand
fucking
the
yearly in their
implications
30s.
and the consequences, be they negative or positive, with a
It's
decision
hard
like
to
that.
transition.
In a
It's not
15-year-old.
easy to transition. Why are we putting kids through that? It is not an easy thing. You need to be ready. Like even adult trans people agree
Yep.
that kids shouldn't be doing that. Like there have been polls on this shit. What are we
But
arguing about?
But stepping stones, like hormones.
But
No.
hormones, you're acting like you just take hormones and they have no consequences.
I'm not saying that.
Like,
But-
for example, take women. If you take hormones, not only does your voice change, your physicality changes and things like that, but you also become infertile. So say that someone at 13 is like, hey, I think I might be a boy, mom, let's go take some hormones. And then when they're 19 or 20, they decide, oh, hey, that's not for me, which happens so fucking much. And then now they can't have kids. They
I
can't be
didn't know it
perceived as
causes
a girl because
infertility.
now they look like a boy. Yes, there's long-term effects. You can't just take them and then reverse them.
Yeah, I
and then
know there's
just let it
long-term
happen right
effects, but I didn't know it causes infertility. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, and for
Spooky
boys,
truth.
they could too. Or think about it this way: for men,
Is
right?
that Joe Rogan
Say-
thing?
Sure. Say that they start like taking hormones when they're 12, right? They haven't developed fully like in their private parts and things like that because they're in the middle or before puberty, right? So then they decide that hey, maybe they're not a girl after they've been on all these hormones and now they never had the chance to develop like a man. And then also men kill themselves at a higher rate because of these things. Like these are statistics. You can look
Exactly.
them up. If you're so concerned about mental health, you also have to be concerned about the mental health as a consequence of taking these things.
Okay, well then what can you give
Speak your
them?
truth.
What can you give them when they're stuck feeling like they're in the wrong body and just
Therapy.
What you can do is sit there and be like, hey, I'm going to take you to a therapist so that you can talk about these things, and then when you turn 18, you have a better understanding of what you want to do or how to make decisions or understand the implications. Do your
Speak your
fucking
truth.
research. Don't
Yes.
just be some half-cracked 12-year-old
Yeah.
who decided to take hormones and pay for it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
well 18 is not the point of even physical maturity, let alone mental.
Yes,
how
it
about
is.
16?
No. But no,
25.
bro, have you met 16-year-olds? Have you played this game, bro?
Have you met 20-year-olds? They have pimples!
It's
Yes,
25.
but what I'm saying is that they're still adults. If they can sign up and go to war, then they could make a decision like that for themselves because legally they're adults. Like, what am I going to do if my kid is 18 and decides to do that? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be like, no, you're not allowed to? No, they're an adult. Like, I can't control that. They live in a free country with access to these things. It's their prerogative at that point. right? But I'm not gonna go down and see that the decision that I let my kid make when they were 12 affect them for the rest of their life if they decide that they're not that person.
Okay, but what about 16?
No, not 16. Stop trying to
No.
convince
What's
me
wrong
this,
with
that, or the
16?
other. 18. What's wrong with
Because
16 is that I was 16. I made decisions dumb as fuck when I was 16, and so did every other 16-year-old around me. I made
Okay.
decisions as a fucking 20-year-old doing dumb shit, but you know what?
you know how-
At least I was 20.
Do you know how 2-year-olds don't have spatial awareness? Or you don't have spatial awareness until you're 2? Where, like,
Right.
you can cover your hands and be like, peekaboo, and the baby will be like, wah! That's
Right.
because, like, parts of your brain form at different ages. And 18 was just kind of the scientific recognition because that's the age where I think it's like your some fucking left lobe shit. But it
Develops.
basically translates to sympathy. So it's like, okay, these people aren't fucking psychotic. And like we can release them into the world, but there's still more brain development happening and it doesn't actually come together until 25, where your
Right.
prefrontal cortex fully forms, and that's when like empathy comes into play. And like empathy can be understood and like felt even like while leading up to it. Usually it's like 23 to 25, but like there are strict and 18. I can't remember what it's called, and I'm feeling shitty that I can't remember. But 18 is a very important milestone, not just for the sympathy part of the brain, but for other like motor functions and fucking.
Funny
Shit like
side thing, you know, in Texas, you have to be 21 for nicotine now. Has been for like
In
a
California, it's been like that for a long time now. Like at least 5
I think it
years.
should be. I'm addicted to nicotine. And
year. Yeah,
it's
same. It's literally, I've done every drug
Literally
other than heroin,
with a
and it's the
puff bar
worst
in
one.
my hand.
Like, I've done everything other than heroin, and nicotine's the worst one. This shit's actually
That's
the
how
worst.
good heroin is, though.
Oh, true. I can't speak for that. Is there any opposition to legalizing weed?
No.
No.
I think about it sometimes.
Like, I literally think it just goes into the fucking prison reform system. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't think it should be criminalized.
Definitely. No, of course
like,
not.
in the
Like that.
50s and whatnot, people had fucking cocaine, they had war, they had all of these things that they could do instead of paying attention to themselves and gaining mental ground. But where we are today, there's no health insurance, there's no drugs, you just get fucked. And a lot of these people are actually dealing with mental disorders that get fucked and go to prison, and these prisons profit off of them. And weed would solve a lot of this shit. It would really help with a lot of, like,
And wrong.
there's mental health professionals that can help, and there's weed that helps all the ones that don't quite hit that bar.
I mean, if we're talking about not THC, what's the other one?
CBD.
BBD. Then yeah, but THC has psychoactive properties to it, so I mean there is a mental effect to it. So I mean that's whether that's good or bad. I think it's still too soon to say. Like our generation is kind of the first one that really fucking went
Has open
headlong
access.
like, across all
Right.
demographics.
Mhm. I think it's fine if people use it responsibly. I don't
feel
have
like
an issue with it.
a lot of minor mental disabilities, like anxiety and whatnot, some forms of depression, can get helped a lot by weed. And
It can also be worsened.
It can
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
much worse.
there's
You
lots.
become okay
there-
with being alone.
Again, you have to take into account all of the things. Like,
It just makes you okay.
Okay,
like
it's another
there's
good
there's
option.
been instances of like weed, like people who have never smoked it before, like the first or second time or third time they smoke it, like they can actually like start having hallucinations and things. Like weed like it's rare for that to happen, but it still happens, and people need to take that into account. Just like
Okay,
any risk,
the
like
point
risk
is
of any
providing
medication.
more doorways, more options, other than a downward fucking slope into prison.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we should walk as or run as fast as our slowest walker in this case, but I don't know if we'd
It's a good
like
option.
if we are gonna attribute like a lot of medical possibilities for it. Like most of the time, it does not get prescribed for the reason that's on the card.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, is there a
Not that many
downside
people have
to
glaucoma.
recreational use?
For like any
Oh,
normal
yes.
person, sure.
It makes you okay with being bored, and that's sometimes like when you're young, like that. Those times where you're feeling bored, that's when you should be learning a new
People
skill.
spend a lot of fucking money on lottery
pursuing money.
tickets and alcohol and shit like that, when they could just invest into a license to grow some in their backyard, and then that's
Yeah, but
fucking
I've
free.
never had a. I mean, except for one time, but I've never had a hangover for weed, except for one time.
Right.
I was just still high when I woke up.
So taking that
I woke up
burden of this anxious person spending a shit ton of money on lottery tickets and turning it into fucking weed in their
Who's buying
backyard,
lottery
that's all.
But that's a different kind. That's like
Fucking
I would
boomers.
say that gambling is a way bigger addiction than weed is.
Loot
Those are
boxes.
It's different. It's
But
a lot.
to have
it's
an
a lot
outlet
different.
that's free would be
When you're
huge.
addicted to something, it doesn't matter if you have another outlet. Like, people who gamble may also drink, but that doesn't mean that they're just going to be like, oh, well, I'm a drinker now, and I'm going to be an alcoholic and forget about being a gambling addict.
Okay, but
Like,
being addicted
it could be intersectional.
But
like,
being addicted to
addiction
free
is
weed
intersectional.
is one of the least.
Free weed? Who's getting
No.
free weed?
No.
Grow it in your
Alright,
backyard.
But as long as it doesn't affect your job. If
No.
your job says that you can't smoke while you're on the job, then they have the right to be like, as long as you're not high on the job, as long as construction workers aren't walking around going like, whoa, man.
Like being able
You know
to
what I
grow
mean?
weed in your backyard with a license,
You're fucking,
that
Yeah, I mean,
takes away, that gives you an outlet. Yeah, you could become addicted to. That is one of
Just
the
like anything else.
least. Is one of the healthiest addictions to have.
No one wants to put
No, it's
effort
not.
into growing weed
No,
in
it's
their
not.
backyard.
oh,
Name
I
something
would
better to
totally
be
do.
addicted to than weed.
I grow tomatoes, cucumber. I would definitely grow some.
Like, for example, like here in California,
Vegetables.
like weed is pretty much legal across the board, right, for anyone over 18. So, like, it's legal to grow weed here in your backyard,
Yes.
but, like,
I don't think you
who's
can stop
growing
teenagers
weed?
from smoking it.
Like, no one's growing weed in their backyard in California. Like, straight up.
Yeah,
You're
thank
fucking
God.
missing out. Like here in Texas, we could literally have fields of that shit.
Yeah, so can
Wait,
we.
whoa, whoa,
I think
whoa,
we
whoa,
can
really?
have- We can have like 8 plants, like for personal use, but like no one's doing it because weed is very finicky to grow as well. It's not like a simple process. Like, and no one's gonna want to sit there and like garden
Yeah,
and then like maybe fuck up. Like, no one's gonna do that.
I mean, we've got that CBD
Unless
stuff,
you got some
and you
seeds,
can get
and
it
then you're
as
like,
plants.
fucking
And
round two.
honestly, all of the work that goes into it, like I could go and buy weed, or I can literally get 4 pre-rolled joints that are big as fuck with THC, or not THC, CBD, that are big as fucking shit for $20, 4 of them. I'd much rather do
Right.
that. It's not as good of a high, but the fucking accessibility is nice.
Like, I could literally have someone here in an hour giving me high potency weed for $20. Like, it's not that deep. Like, no one's growing weed, and it's
But
also
you
very
should be able to
expensive.
grow your own weed.
You can
With a
You
license.
can in California. You can without a license.
Yo, I'm
Without a
do whatever
with
you
you.
want.
Fucking sucks.
Without a license, you don't need a license to grow weed here. Like, unless you do it for like wholesale purposes, like you're growing as like a company, then you obviously need licenses and things like that. But like, you can, yeah, you can have like, there's hydroponic stores like every fucking mile here. Like, you can do whatever you want. You could walk into any like store, like.
I do not
Like
see a
weed store,
problem
get
with
weed.
weed addiction.
There is your lungs.
Yeah.
It's like a muscle. It fucking stretches and regrows.
No, bro, you're still inhaling
No.
things.
That would be
That's not
bad for
how-
your lungs.
That's not how lungs work.
Learn your anatomy.
Like, and,
Yeah,
and
I
sure,
was in
you
choir
cannot
for
get,
12 years. I know how lungs work.
You ever
like,
seen Tommy
you
Chong climb
can't-
I don't think so.
himself?
You can't get physically addicted to weed, but you could get mentally addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Just like gambling. Gambling is not
Exactly.
physically addictive, but you get mentally addicted to it. It's not heroin, but it's still
This shit's
just
true.
disastrous. No one can hear you when you're doing that.
Oh, my fault. It just happens sometimes, you know.
Okay, it
For
would be
sure.
better to be addicted to weed than nicotine.
Addiction, nonetheless.
It's an addiction,
Okay.
nonetheless, right?
I can quit weed
Okay,
easily,
so
like-
taking
why-
addiction out of the picture, is there anything
Sure,
wrong with legalizing weed?
Heroin is worse than cigarettes, but at the end of the day, it's still an addiction.
Yeah,
Like, an
like,
addiction
there's still
is an
two
addiction.
bad options. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Exactly. Like, it's not an absolutist thing.
What's your
like, you're
point?
making it so black and white. What do you mean? What's the point?
To counteract your point.
I said that being addicted to weed isn't as bad as other addictions.
No, but it's still an addiction.
It's still
Like,
bad.
It's not this all positive thing. Like, I understand people want to put this, like, great umbrella and be like, weed does no harm. But, like, weed can.
Oh my
fuck
god,
your shit
Samurai
up.
Jack's
Like,
releasing on the
absolutely.
21st.
Yeah, but you just said you can be addicted to anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, but weed
exactly.
is more likely.
Oh, no one even took the bait. God damn it. We've been arguing about weed. Dude, weed's great though, right? Can we all agree on that?
It's been
No.
like 3 years, 2 years for me. I missed that.
Oh my god, oh my person.
It depends on usage,
God.
like why you're doing it. Like,
For your own
weed isn't
personal
always
use.
great across the board. Like, if you're bored and you smoke
personally
weed, like
use it?
whatever. If you're
Brownies
sick
are
and you smoke
delicious.
weed,
Everyone
whatever.
loves
My
brownies, no
personal
matter the
yes.
contents.
Oh.
Do you
I thought
personally
that
think it's great?
Do I what? I'm sorry.
Personally, what do you personally think of it?
For me,
is it great?
I actually started taking it so that I wouldn't have to, because I have a medical condition, so that I wouldn't have to be on medicine so much for pain. And I think it's great, but I also see downsides to it, where like I'm bored and I'm sitting here and I'm like, maybe I should get high for the, second time today.
And
Like,
watch
it's
Terminator 2 for the third time.
No, but like, you
what?
have to be
Wait, what?
productive. Like,
True.
there's downsides to these things that even I recognize for myself.
Still, calm down.
It's expensive, for one.
Okay,
It also causes mental illnesses.
It could.
other
makes
than
tacos
addiction,
awesome. It makes
It's
tacos
a-
even better, which tacos were already perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, how could that?
We won by default just because of that.
I assume we're talking about weed.
okay,
Yeah.
hold on. I have another one. Fucking abolish intellectual rights. Like, if you
What?
make a
Why?
song,
Explain.
then you can
Oh,
put a
no.
fucking commercial on that song. Like, you can just say the word Geico in your song and make money from it. You shouldn't be able to say, you can't play my song, because you could make money off of it.
Dude, without intellectual property, there'd be no
No.
Disney, which means there'd be nothing. There would
There's
be nothing.
other ways to make
No
money.
company would own anything.
Just put
no
fucking
company
ads.
could own anything.
But literally everything is intellectual property. Like this game that you're on right now, intellectual property. The TV you're using, intellectual property.
What?
The water
Everything
bottle
is
you're drinking out of,
arcade
that's
nowadays.
intellectual property.
No.
Like
That woman, right? That
Anything
woman
that can
in
be
this
copyrighted
room,
is
not
really
intellectual, but
IP.
definitely property. You know what I
Then
mean?
you're gonna have to buy your Overwatch from some guy named Steven that made
that
it in his
supposed to be
basement
funny?
because he's the only one to get it.
So you're saying that we should just get rid of all copyrights.
No.
Yes.
That's what intellectual property is. That's what intellectual property is.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Not
you
get
should
rid of all
never do that. You
copyrights.
should never do that.
People need
Why?
to have the rights to their work.
Yes.
so that
Why?
they can make
Artists
money.
deserve to do that so they can
Not even
continue.
just that money.
Imagine
It's just the
working
principle of the
imagine
thing.
working for like 5 years inventing something great and then someone's like, no intellectual property, I'm just gonna scoop it out and do my
You guys, I
own
painted the
thing.
Mona Lisa. That was me.
Well,
Shut up.
what's your
I
problem?
did
That you're
that.
losing your invention?
No,
Yes.
that you're working for something. you should be able to reap the profits
Why?
or the success
Yeah,
of what
you
you're
can
doing.
have-
Why not? Do
Okay,
you understand how
hold
this
on,
world
hold
was
on.
made?
Why should you?
Hold on. You can put ads on it. That's the money. But if someone else
No, you
could
still
do it
want
better,
credit
Ads
for
are
your
intellectual
work.
property. Try it again.
if someone else could do it better and cheaper,
No,
why not let them?
because you
Imagine you
still
make
want
a-
credit for your
Yes.
work.
If we got rid of patents,
But they
it'd be
can do
best
it better
for,
and
it'd
cheaper.
be best for the consumers. Think about it. Yeah, like he's saying, if
I don't
somebody
think it's
creates
best for the
something and he
consumers, it's
does
not
it
best for the
cheaper,
creators.
it's better than consumers. It doesn't
The creator
matter.
can just
Then
make
here's
it
the thing.
more
Here's the
expensive
thing.
at first, or put
Yeah.
fucking ads on it, like put fucking
Then
AT&T
the
on the
creator.
side.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's say a creator makes something and someone steals that thing for a lower price, but then you can just steal the thing back. So, I mean,
Yeah, like do
You
it better
shouldn't have to
again.
compete
how that
for a
works.
product that you made
Exactly.
why? Why should you?
Think about
because you
music or
made it. You
movies.
should have
What if,
ownership of it.
what if there was
Says who?
2 Avengers Endgames in the theaters at
Yeah.
once and one was a
Yeah.
bootleg?
Yeah.
But they can do
Yeah.
it better for cheaper.
Then what if the bootleg was a
No.
better
Who
movie?
said?
What if you
should
wanna
be
see
able-
the
Outsourcing
original?
it to who? What makes
It's
it
a-
cheaper?
It's
If
the
the-
principle of the thing that you should own, what you
Why
create.
should other people
Yeah.
have more rights to
Bro,
claim
the consumer
that intellectual
does
property
matter
than the
more.
inventor himself?
No, the
Yeah.
creator does matter because he creates the thing.
Why do
So?
those people have more claim to it than the person who invented it? Why is that person's heart,
Exactly.
blood,
And
sweat,
let's use the
tears less
Endgame
valuable
analogy. Let's use
than
the Endgame
people
analogy. If
don't
there
give
is a
fuck all
movie
about?
like Endgame, if there is a movie like Endgame that was better than Endgame and it was for a cheaper price, I'd watch that movie.
No,
Of
because
course
that
not.
just like disrespects and
No.
disregard all the hard work that people
So
put into
why-
the
Okay,
original
well then you
movie.
can
That
give
doesn't-
the
that
you
doesn't
can
make
give the
money.
original person your money.
That
Then you
wouldn't
can
make
give
money.
But
Disney your
people
money
are
if
not
you
going to
want.
buy the original movie, which is messed up.
You
with all
will.
that
You
hard
just
work
said
that
you
went
would.
into it.
You just said
Yeah,
you
but
would
here's
buy
the
it.
thing.
I didn't say I would buy the bootleg.
If you watch the
No, you'd
original,
buy
you're
the
just
original.
disrespecting the work
Yeah.
that the bootleg did. So either way,
But
you're
other people
disrespecting
No,
wouldn't
because
buy
the
the
bootleg never
original,
did
and
any
that's the
work.
problem.
He never did any
Well,
work.
Wait, are we talking
It's just
about
the thing
bootleg
that-
or like a parody or like a redone like
A
short?
bootleg,
parody.
like
We're
a
ta-
actors,
like
separate
literally
Right,
did
pretty
it
much
exactly the
copying.
same way.
Like if somebody
Quick,
literally
simpler
just
terms,
if somebody
like, imagine making a part that the U.S. military wants, and you're like, "Hey, U.S. military, you got to pay me if you want this part." Do you
Yeah.
think that they should just be able to come in and take that from you,
No.
or do you think
For
you should be able to
cheaper?
be like, "Hey, give me money and I'll give you this part"?
If they could provide
Okay,
the
but
part
when
to
you
the
say
military for
cheaper-
cheaper, then
hold
heck
on.
yeah.
No.
Hold on.
Nobody
When
else
you
knows
say for
about this shit.
cheaper,
Nobody else
when
knows
you
about
say
this
for
shit
cheaper,
except the
things
U.S.
like-
military. They saw it once.
things like this already happen. For example, like there's a lot of bootleg shit that comes out of China, and you know who makes that bootleg shit for so cheap?
Sweatshops.
Slave laborers. And
Yeah.
people who
But
make
people
$1
still
a
go for the
day.
original.
Yeah.
I understand.
Exactly.
I understand.
Okay, imagine
understand that it's
saying
no,
I would buy the original, and then also saying no one would buy the original.
Imagine
No,
Who
it's
said
just
nobody buy
me.
the original? I never
Also,
said that.
even that. So the sweatshop thing, like just because if you get rid of the property, that doesn't mean sweatshops are going to start appearing everywhere because those are illegal. You can't do those in America.
Go to war
Yeah,
with
like
each other
America
if
is
they do
already
that.
But
starting
in
to
other
tax
countries,
China harder
because that's
unless
how
they get rid of.
capitalism works.
It's
Okay.
social impact. People will go to
Wait,
war
wait,
with each other.
You just
fighting
said
being
capitalism
like,
works
stole
by
that thing.
making sweatshops?
Wait,
That's
No,
not-
I said
What?
that's how capitalism works in other
That's not-
countries. Like
that's
they see your shit.
In like two countries.
Okay,
That was
if
it is capitalism.
China's.
okay,
China's a
America
communist
is
country,
one of the
right?
largest importers.
Yes,
America
but
is-
China operates on capitalism.
Okay, America is one of the
Kind of.
largest importers.
No,
If China
that's two
doesn't
separate things.
allow
No, they
the
don't.
LGBT
They don't.
community to have like normal lives without getting arrested, or if they don't stop producing sweatshops, we tax them harder. That literally is happening right now. These national
Well,
problems, if they don't fix their shit, we tax them. They pay for that shit.
But we're talking about
Yes, and who are they
multi-billion-dollar
taking the
contracts.
money
Yeah, we're talking
from?
about IPs.
hell
Like,
is
we're not
this
taxing the companies themselves. Like, there is a huge draw to American like conglomerates to the working power that China has, and China has complete control over its
Why are
people.
we
so it's just
talking
like,
about
okay,
China
pump
now?
workers into wherever.
China are
Why are we talking
honestly
about China now?
pretty fucking weak compared to us. Like, it gets chopped
Why are we
up
talking about China now?
Exactly,
wait,
that's
wait.
what I'm confused about.
What were we
Okay,
talking
this-
about?
What happened to the original topic?
because
So
we
we were
talked about
talking about-
sweatshops. Intellectual property rights.
Oh,
Yeah, the original
if
creator should
somebody-
have it.
If
Unless
somebody
otherwise.
stole your shit and sold it,
Unless they agree otherwise.
wouldn't you be pissed?
No, I would not. Because then I
If
just
your
steal their
life
shit and sell
work
it.
was just
I'd be
taken
pissed
by
enough to make
somebody
it
else
even
and
better.
somebody did something with it, you wouldn't be mad?
I'd
No,
be
'cause then I
pissed
could
enough
just
to make
steal
it
their
even
shit and
better.
sell for less.
What?
I
no,
mean,
And what if
but
somebody
that's
sell it
the
for
thing.
lesser?
Their thing is worth.
What if somebody does your life work better than you?
It's just how the free market works.
That's
No,
how the
that
market. That's the exact opposite.
people should. It's a principle of the thing. People should
Intellectual
have
property is
ownership of what they
important to the
create.
operation of the free market.
Okay, wait. That principle, the problem that I have with that principle is monopoly. When they are the sole producer of that product, they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they just become
Well,
a
you're talking about the
giant.
failure of the U.S. government because trustbusters have been in place.
Yeah,
since
they
the
just
1920s.
become really big ass businesses,
Talking about the
and they
failures of
own
your
sole
senators
sale of that
representing
product.
Do you vote?
Yeah.
Do you vote in state
I
and
don't
local
vote.
elections?
I don't vote.
That's the most important thing you can do to change that shit. I mean, nobody
I
does.
can't
that shit.
legally vote.
Like,
Why not?
what was that medicine? Wasn't it for
probably
AIDS? Like that, remember the big, dude that,
The
like,
Shkreli, Martin Shkreli.
yeah, like when he hiked up the price of it so fucking much? Like, that's,
Oh, the yeah,
yeah, the,
About
like,
Pepsi.
medicine for AIDS.
most punchable guy in the universe.
Exactly. That's intellectual property. He was the sole owner of that because no
And
one else could
he's
copy
in
it
prison
because he
because
went
of that.
after him?
He's,
Yeah.
he's in prison.
Exactly,
because
and
of
he's in prison.
Okay, but you
Like
can do that
That violated.
still.
No, that violated trust, like antitrust shit. Like,
But that's the
Antitrust
problem with
laws,
intellectual
right.
properties, though,
And-
or at least a problem
well,
with
you
it.
can't inflate a product like that just because you own like one of the suppliers. of it.
Okay, what's the
That's-
difference between inflating the product and someone else making it for
the
cheaper
SEC
and your price staying the
SEC will-
same?
because then the SEC will send you
Well, it
to
depends
prison.
because someone else is taking a product without permission. It's not theirs. They didn't make it.
They made a better version for cheaper.
Okay, but it's not theirs to make a better version.
Actually,
Right.
no, no, no. So,
What
Wait,
about the
no, do you
people that need
understand
that
We're doing
product?
different
But
arguments.
there's a 15.
That-
No, I
think-
know what we're arguing about. There's a 15-year limit. There's a 15-year limit if you have a claim on something. You have 15 years to sell it, and then after that, it becomes open for competitors to come in because that's how it works in America. You don't
Wait a
just,
minute. Then what
Also, I
about
mean,
DC?
you're-
Because DC
Otherwise,
has been around for like
legally-
80 years.
There's
I
the
think it's
maximum-
mostly
the
for like
maximum amount of those-
pharmaceuticals and things like that.
No,
Also,
I'm
I
about
mean,
to say
you're-
it's not for like IPs, like it's not for like
Just think-
technical
No.
stuff.
There's a 15-year
No.
You're
maximum.
legal. You're legally allowed to take a
15-year
product,
maximum
make
patent
it better, and
that's
apply a patent for it. You're legally allowed to make a product, make it better, and then apply.
But there
for a
has to be
patent.
something.
Well, there has to be more
shitty
different.
about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, then it
Exactly.
becomes a whole new product.
That they can't-
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
not-
just literally hit copy paste and then say this is mine. Like you
So
have
no
to
one
improve
really has
upon
an
it or
argument
change
here.
it in some
We,
way.
we kind of just all agree.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
Well,
we
because
don't.
that's what the other guys are arguing for, is that you should be allowed to just make something better and then sell it, which is already legal.
No.
That's
No.
what, yeah, that's what he was. That's what he's been saying this whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
The way
Yeah, I don't wanna speak
current
for you, but-
American
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
patent law works. The maximum contract that you can file is only worth 15 years.
I'm saying to
Creator,
abolish
sell
intellectual
the
property
product
rights.
before outside competitors can come in. That's already how it works. Like,
Yeah,
you
you're
don't just get
talking
to
about a
control
limit
a
of statute.
product forever.
Yeah, you're
No,
talking
that's not the
about
statute of
limit though.
limitations, That's,
Yeah.
that's law versus like IP law.
Yeah, fuck the 15 years. Abolish intellectual property. There's no point other than the principle.
but think about it. But think about it this way. Think about it this way. Say there's one guy who invents a product. He's normal, just like you and me, just a normal, average, middle class man. He has some breakthrough, invents this product, and is like, "Hey, I made the thing." And now some giant corporation is gonna come in and be like, well, I can do that for way cheaper, and all that hard work that you put in for years to create this product, I'm just gonna say, oh well, like fuck it and take it and then sell it, and then who does that hurt? Who does that hurt? It doesn't hurt corporations.
Okay, you
It
don't
hurts
get to that
individuals.
point
It hurts
without
families.
bankrolling. Like, you
Okay, so
cannot
here's the
reach
thing,
that
here's the thing.
point to where a mega corporation recreates your product without bankrolling first. You're already rolling in fucking dough, and odds are someone's gonna try to pay you again to, like, improve your product. Either to
Also,
fucking
okay,
sell
but
out,
Still,
so they
what
can
if you want to
keep
roll
their-
in more though? What if you want more money than you already have?
That dude grew his product and then hired
There's no
employees, had a
royalties.
warehouse, created
Here.
jobs, and then some corporation
Royalties.
goes and takes that and
What do
fucks
you
over
say?
100 people? For
Let's say
what?
the corporation. Let's say the corporation took that. Let's say the corporation took it. Then what stops another average Joe from taking the product and then them selling it? It'd just be a selling like it's not like corporations.
It would just be a cycle. Then
that's
why do you
capitalism.
have to compete with your own product?
And then everyone makes money.
Exactly,
Why do
you shouldn't have to compete
the
with your
person
own
who
product.
does the better product
capitalism.
has to. Why do you have to compete with your own product though?
You're
What do you
talking
mean?
about a long
Why
run.
not?
This isn't people releasing new versions of the product every day. This is like every
imagine you
year
invent-
these different
imagine you're
companies
the guy who
re-release the
cracks
same
AI.
version. Or
Imagine you're
different
the guy
version.
who cracks
Why can't they
AI,
make their
you
own
create the
shit?
world's first AI robot, and then your shit gets stolen, broken down, reconstructed on a mass scale by someone who has the capability to do that, and you get nothing. You die in squalor.
How would you
Let's
get
assume
nothing?
How can
You
argue with that?
created an AI and you got nothing? You're bankrolling at that point, my
Yes,
dude.
because that's exactly
Nah,
how it works.
because the company
say you're-
took it and they
say you're
manufactured
some-
it.
It got
Exactly.
stolen before you
You're
can,
an-
it got stolen before you can take it to
Exactly.
market.
Exactly. This
Wait,
happens.
the AI
and-
itself.
okay.
Wait. The AI itself got stolen.
Yes.
So someone just went to your house and took it from
everything.
you.
Or
Yes.
maybe you shared the idea
That's
with
not
somebody.
what we're
then they took
arguing
it back
for.
Like,
They
are you
took it back
making
to a
this
team
thing
of
in your garage?
So, yeah, here.
Stop
Nobody's
focusing on the
arguing.
realistic factor of it.
Nobody's arguing that like you can literally just steal a physical product. We're arguing
But
that
you
if
can steal an idea
if
though.
you have the same idea as someone else and you make it, you should be able to make that idea even if someone else has already made it. We're not saying you can just go into someone's house and steal all their shit and then sell it. We're saying that if you have the same idea as someone, you should be able to
that's
make
what we're
it and then
talking
sell
about,
that
because
thing.
Think of the
Why?
buying
But
power
somebody
of
else already did it
multi-billion-dollar
before you.
international
That's not your
corporations.
idea.
And why can't you? But what if it is your idea? And either way, what if you see the idea
How
and
are you
can
going to
make
compete? It's not fair competition.
Yeah, like.
so?
Okay, if you produce
What you mean
something,
so? It should be
Wait.
fair competition.
if you produce something, exclusive ownership of that idea benefits
Socialism
literally
never
no one on
works.
Earth other
It's
than
literally
yourself.
never worked.
nothing
It
to
should
do-
because you came up with the idea. Why
Wait,
did your
this
ideas have to
brings-
benefit everybody else but you?
Because you're talking about like the state
Exactly.
basically controlling
Because
where
the consumer is more valuable.
No, but the
No,
creator doesn't
it's
have to
not.
care about the consumer. That's the problem.
Y'all are
And they shouldn't be
really-
forced to.
Bro, capitalism is all about benefit to the consumer.
It's just the most
Capitalism
libertarian.
is all benefit to the capitalist.
But I mean, you're talking about
Which would be the
Capitalism?
consumer.
Yeah, capitalism is
Capitalism would be
underselling.
the consumers.
how big Disney is. Think of how big Disney is. It controls fucking
Yes, I know. It's
newspapers,
insane.
airlines, fucking.
Like 28%
Yeah, we
of media.
just talked to like fucking
Think of its
Zuckerberg
ability-
and
think of its
Apple and all
ability
that
to
about
expand.
monopolies. Yeah.
To expand its umbrella of influence if it has the ability to steal products from inventors freely.
They're buying those. What's the difference?
People already. Yeah, there's a difference from like buying a company
No,
and
it's
stealing their shit.
There is a reason why the government has to approve like high-level merges because
Yeah.
they will get too powerful, form a
Yes.
monopoly, and who are they
But they
fucking?
don't
Are
even
they
do
fucking
that.
themselves?
They
No, they're
fail,
fucking
they
you as the
fail at
consumer.
that
Yeah.
all the time. They fail doing that
Like
all
the
the time.
problem's
Look
not
at
the law,
Pepsi.
it's the implementation. Yeah, they fail at
Yeah,
it.
So we're saying
The
go to that
government fails
extreme
at it
just
all
because
the
it's already
time.
failing? Is that the solution?
Government's really bad when it comes to business. They're not good at it.
Why?
So why go extreme the
By
other
what
way?
evidence?
It's
What do
an
you mean the evidence?
entirely
Look at
different
Pepsi.
thing. Fucking
Look at
intellectual
Disney.
property has nothing to do with
What's
the
wrong with them?
monopolization. At least in that way.
Those are
They're not a,
Disney has
they're not a
competition.
monopoly.
Isn't that what you were
Pepsi
arguing?
can literally sue people for growing potatoes because
They
they own
what?
lands. It's a monopoly. They can sue people for growing potatoes.
Let me see.
I'm gonna need a source for that.
Yeah,
I
I
can
got
give
one
you a
right
source.
now.
They've done that before. People, of course, it's actually
Ireland,
going
you're in
weird.
trouble now.
Yes, wait, let me-
We
let me
bought
just ask a question
Ireland.
real quick. Can I ask a question real quick? How old are you guys?
I refuse to
25.
answer that question.
He's
Alright.
under 18.
13.
That's why he's saying what he's saying.
I'm
I
gonna
am
do-
under 18. You're correct right there.
You're not even a person yet. You have no opinions.
Well, shit. Never mind then.
Yo, I have a fucking bone to pick though with what I assume this person is under 18. Okay, cool. He's gone, but I've got a fucking bone to pick with the Libertarian Party. They're talking all of this shit about getting rid of funding the police before the Black Lives Matter movement. Now the Black Lives Matter movement is out, and you don't see the fucking Libertarian Party doing shit for footwork.
I hate the Libertarian Party.
Like, the problem is that Democrats and Republicans, they're doing work in the House and Senate and whatnot, and they're doing footwork, just like patrolling the streets, spreading out the good word of Jesus Christ, whatever. The Libertarian Party, they have no footwork other than 12-year-olds. Like, literally no one on the street is out there saying, hey, here's our libertarian point of views. They're all fucking 12-year-olds. Or on the internet.
As a Tatalian right-winger, I don't like the Libertarian Party. Like, they have all these drastic plans, but they have no way to implement these things. Especially just like, especially like anarchists in general. Like, look at libertarian left. Look at libertarian leftists. They want universal health care. They want free college. They want all this free shit because it sounds cool. But who's gonna do that? Who? We can't afford that.
Yeah, they're just explaining why they're right. Have you guys seen
like recordings of the libertarian conventions and shit like that? Like, it's literally just a fucking meme. Like, they go up there and literally start getting naked.
It's literally a perfect world mentality. It's like, oh, if we, like, I was talking about, oh, if you don't legalize trans stuff, let's use abortion, though. If you don't legalize abortion, someone's gonna go get it done in Mexico. They're acting like it's a perfect world, like, if you do legalize abortion, people aren't still gonna go get it done in Mexico. There's reasons it'll happen.
Speaking of abortion, new debate topic.
Wait, what?
You just killed the whole conversation, bro.
What did he say?
I apologize. I tried to make a joke, but never mind. I was gonna try and start a new debate topic, but guess not.
Yeah, you aborted the subject.
Shut up.
Interesting. Fucking prison reform. There is literally no humane reason to stick a person in a fucking hole.
Fair point.
Wait, is it
sometimes there's good reasons.
Kill someone?
I mean, it depends. Like, what did they do?
As in whole, do you mean like kill person? Like kill them? Like putting them in like a grave?
What's the difference between fucking putting them in a grave and putting them in solitary for 4 years?
They're
alive.
One
of them, they die.
That's not alive.
By the time they get out in 4 years. By definition, it is alive.
Okay, well, we have different definitions.
Yeah, but what crimes are you talking about? I want a definition of what crime. Are you saying all types of crimes? Or just like crimes like, oh, he got caught smoking weed and now he's in prison for 10 years?
No, what
Or are you talking about like child rapists and murderers? Like, what's your scope here?
With mental health professionals and medication and a considerable amount of time, anyone is capable of rehabilitation. I'm not talking like electroshock, but
no, that's some people are just truly evil. Think of Ted Bundy.
Yeah, but at the risk of sounding like a fucking supervillain, these people can be fixed.
No, because here's the thing: you're taking into account the feelings of that person more so than the feelings of the victims or the families of the victims.
Plus, if they can't be
your feelings don't mean a person should die.
It's not justice. Killing someone, you should die. Raping a kid, you should die. Straight up.
Okay,
no, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I would go that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, if someone raped you,
I think no matter what you do, you have the rights of human life.
But what if you take the human life away? If you violate someone else's right to life, why do you get to keep yours?
Exactly.
That's some pretty horrible kind of thinking, dude. Like,
what? I mean, that we should punish murderers?
I mean, are we even better
not punish,
for killing them?
But murderers.
Yes, we are way better. We are hundreds of times better.
Does?
Yeah, because they killed an innocent person. We're killing a violent criminal. There's a huge difference.
We're killing a person with a mental disability.
Who gets to live and die?
Well, I think there's obviously
not every murderer
parameters.
not every murderer is a mental disability.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. Some people do it just because they mad.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, like saying that like every murderer that we kill has a
But they can be
disability is wrong.
fixed. Like, if you want justice,
No.
then fucking fix them.
Some people are broken to begin with. Some people
Marilyn
just got
Manson,
bad.
or not
moments.
Marilyn Manson, Charlie Manson was in prison for how many years? Was he ever fixed? No.
Here's the thing.
No, because he
whether
didn't have
they can or
access to all
cannot
of
be
these
fixed.
different things.
Here's the thing. Whether they can or cannot be fixed, do they deserve to be fixed?
Yeah, killing them's
No.
the easy way out. Sticking them in a hole
Yeah,
is the
for
easy
real.
way
He
out.
has a point.
Which is why we should do it. Why do we have to waste so much tax dollars and money to just try and help
Because
a
it's a
violent
life.
Then just
murderer?
stick them in jail.
So?
Have them live a miserable life over no life at all.
Yeah, I'm
I
with
don't
that.
think no
Jail-
human has
jail
the
just
right to just
wasted
take a
more
life out
tax
of
money.
one.
Jail
No
just
matter who
wastes
they
more
are.
tax money.
I don't
Why
think
we
so.
gotta waste? Why we gotta waste
Bro,
all
they
this
make
money?
money off of it. What do you mean?
Yeah, they make
They don't-
money in jail.
You realize that our taxes pay for jails.
You
Yeah.
realize that the prisoners are for profit. Like, they make money from the prisoners, bleeding them dry for pennies an hour.
You know
This
that,
isn't
right?
like 78
Explain.
pennies, this is like 5-8 pennies an hour.
So much money.
It's an actual sweatshop.
Explain. They
A
don't.
reasonable. I won't say it's
You
a
wouldn't-
sweatshop.
Yeah, well,
understand what a
for-profit
jail
prisons,
is?
not like county or state or federal things, but like for-profit
there's like
prisons, which are
4 of
most
those that
prisons.
exist.
Bro, there's
No,
like
there's
8 of them in
not.
Texas.
I
live
literally
here.
live in a prison town. There's 4 within a square mile.
That's
Explain what
literally...
a for-profit prison is.
A for-profit prison is when a separate entity, like a corporation, not affiliated with any governmental agency or whatever, comes in and buys out a prison. They then put in their guards, their leadership, whatever, and then the state gives them prisoners. That's
this
what a
is bad.
for-profit
Why?
prison is. And they
And
make
this
a
is bad.
profit
Why?
because tax dollars go
That
to
sounds-
for-profit prisons as well.
That sounds
So
like
then
a
it's
very
a
good idea.
corporation. It's a corporation, essentially. That's why the people make the argument that it's
Yeah,
slave
you're...
labor.
Okay, you
Because
think this is a good
typically-
idea. Wait,
Hold
wait,
on. Hold on.
wait, please. You're saying this is a good idea, but you would rather these people die.
Who, me?
No,
Not
him.
all of them, no. I
So-
mean, I think murderers should die. I don't think people that just get
I
arrested
think it's a
for,
bad
like-
idea, but you think it's a good idea, and you think that these people
Here's the
should
thing,
die
here's the thing.
instead.
So a for-profit prison is just a prison that like it's bought by a company, but like
It's essentially a
what changes?
corporation. So what changes
like,
is
they
that they
make-
get given. Hold on. They get given tax dollars and subsidies, and then the subsequent tax cuts, right, by the government
Okay.
in order to house these prisoners. The government pays them so that the government doesn't have to handle these prisons. So they typically
And
pay
how
them
are
per
these
bed.
sweatshops?
Hold on. They typically pay them for a bed, right? So the government say they, you get $50 every day if you have a prisoner in this bed, right? So then it just fuels the fact that they want more people in their prison, so they'll transfer people left and right and things like that, right? So then they're already making money in that aspect. And then sometimes private companies come in and say, hey, if you make our license plates, or if you make our underwear, or if you make this or that or the other, we'll get you tax breaks, right? So they have these other outside companies come into their for-profit prison and then hire, in air quotes, prisoners to work these jobs. So a job that would typically charge, what, in California, it's like $12.50 minimum wage, right?
7
These
in Texas.
prisoners are getting paid like 2 cents an hour. So then they're like, the prison is making a lot of profit, and they typically don't respect people's like human rights and things like that, and they shove like 20 people into a room. Like, it's very like inhumane.
This isn't an exaggeration.
So first of all-
it's often
so
less
first
than a
of all-
cent an hour.
First of all, thank you very much for explaining that to me. I wasn't like super aware of that. Second of all, I feel like because this is different. These aren't regular citizens. These are prisoners. They've committed a crime.
Yeah, they sold weed.
Doing nothing.
Sure.
Or
But
helping.
you have to,
or just
but you
helping
have to take
the
into
world.
account why people are there. Like, yes, there are
It's the
murderers
same
and
thing
there are
as-
rapists. Hold on. Yes, there are murderers and there are rapists and things like that. But like, someone who's serving 10 years for smoking weed on a street corner, should that guy be a slave laborer? No.
It's the same thing as community service, for example. Do you have a problem with that? Like, community
No, but
service
community
is
service
slave
is
labor.
minimum
No.
wage. I'm used to this. Community service is minimum wage. The difference is $7.25 to 2 cents.
The difference is when you go to jail,
For weed.
You do community service. You don't get paid doing community service for when you're in jail.
No, but community service, you're paying off your ticket. You're literally getting paid, but it goes towards your ticket at minimum wage.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's what that is.
You're not getting paid. You're getting paid, but it's funneled into your ticket.
I mean, yeah, it's going off your ticket. Yeah, that's the point of community service.
There's a big difference
there.
there.
There's no ticket if you're in jail. There's no ticket because you're in jail.
No, you're just working for 2 cents an hour.
But you've already done something illegal, so I feel like that's more beneficial than people just staying in a prison for 10 years.
Okay, so
whether or not you think they should be in, whether or not you think they should be in that prison is completely different. That's not the argument here. The argument is if they should be just staying in their prison cells, just sitting around doing nothing.
You see this option. You see this option. Or if they should be
building. Yeah. What?
Why should they die?
I mean, if you're a murderer, you want me to explain that?
If you're a murderer, why wouldn't you rather farm them for money?
Because they don't deserve that. They don't deserve that type of thing.
They don't deserve to be a slave?
Money. They don't. Yeah, they don't deserve to live.
I mean, I don't think no human has the right to tell another human being whether or not they have the right to live. That's a basic human right that everybody
has. No human being has the right to kill an innocent person.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that can like infringe on your right to live. That's
just because they're a murderer doesn't mean they're not a person. They were mad.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but why should their feelings matter more than the feeling of justice that victims are victims?
Because death is not justice.
Does that mean that people should just get off because, like, oh, I did it when I was mad, you know, I was just kind of.
No, I never said that. Never said that.
Like, there are a couple of alternatives for justice that we have listed off. You could reform them, or you could turn them into slaves. Those could both be justice. But when you're saying they need to die, then why not say, oh, this person that didn't get fucking jail time, they need to die too. I'll take it into my own hands. When you're talking about death as justice, you're talking about your own feelings. And when your own feelings are controlling lives, you're a fucking murderer. It doesn't matter which end you're on.
That's not how that works.
I think it's a little more nuanced than that.
If you as a person went out and killed someone, you don't deserve the right to have like this cushy reformed life.
But hold on.
Everyone shush.
Yeah, make them slaves.
Talking. So let's say like, okay, you kill someone, and you basically just get like free housing, you get all this stuff, and you get like paid. Let's say if you're a slave, or if you get like reformed, you get a relatively cushy life.
No, let's get rid of the reform stuff. Fuck my argument. We're going with the slave labor.
No reformed.
Yeah, let's
the slave labor, which it's barely even slavery.
What you mean?
And if it was, because they're already a criminal. Slavery is when
make them actual
you
slaves.
forcibly make somebody. What?
Yeah, fuck it. Make them slaves.
Yeah.
I still think you should just kill them.
No.
Hold on, Waterapple. I have a question. Like, when you say, oh, if you kill someone, right? What is your scope of killing someone? Do you mean like Charles Manson type of kill someone, or do you mean like, hey, I was driving and I got in an accident and I accidentally killed someone? Like, what is your scope here? Because that can be like a slippery slope as well.
It's first-degree murder. So mainly, if you have an intent to kill someone, you want to go and kill a specific person, and you go out and kill them, then you should be. If you just like, if it's manslaughter, if it's like you accidentally shot someone like because you just fired off your gun accidentally, that's different. You shouldn't be doing that because that was an accident. You should still get incredible jail time.
Okay, this is not a perfect world. The court makes mistakes. You're killing innocent people.
Yeah,
and
which
we
is
don't have
why
time
we
for
should
mistakes when lives are involved. Lives are involved.
That's why we need to reform the death camp.
I think
yeah,
if you're
we're
gonna,
not in a perfect
kill
world.
Somebody,
you can't fix it. You can't make it perfect.
You have to have like
I can
really
fix it.
exact parameters.
You can literally fix that.
You can't make it perfect. You'll still have outliers that get killed and they're innocent.
He does have a point. The question will never be perfect.
So because there's like a couple innocent people killed, we should just not kill anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, don't kill anybody.
Stop killing people. That's not complicated.
Let me just pull something up real quick.
I mean, I think that serial murderers and child rapists should be killed, but like other people, like the
No,
dude driving
no.
down the road, like he shouldn't be killed. Or like even if it's like you killed one person, like you went out and did committed premeditated murder, and you killed one person. Okay, serve your time, do your thing. And that's justice in the eyes of the law, right? I mean, my personal feelings are aside from that.
I had a bit of a discrepancy with
Killing
your
every
word justice
murderer?
earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think about it in the term of, like, what the court defined as justice. I was thinking how, like, the victim felt as justice. But, like, if you're chill with the idea of, okay, the court deemed this justice, then alright.
Right,
Well-
and like I said, like for me, the people that I would kill if it was like my perfect utopia, like it's two kinds of people and that's it. Serial killers and child fuckers, and that's it.
Yeah,
like
but-
everyone else needs to
Like,
be
the
served
court makes
justice. But
mistakes.
but again,
So,
those
let
are
me
my
just-
personal
let me
feelings, and it
just-
has to
let me
be
just pull up
proven
some stats
beyond a
here.
shadow of a doubt. Like it has to be absolutely,
Yeah, but mistakes still get made.
foolproof.
Like, without a
Let me
shadow
pull
of
up
doubt,
some stats
mistakes
here.
still get
and
made.
that's why, and that is why I said it's a perfect utopia. Like this world doesn't
Yeah.
exist, and it's not going to exist.
Let me
Like
pull
that's
up some
my
stats
idea.
here.
Those
I
are
swear to
my
God.
personal feelings.
Are,
But the
are you
court
going to tell me
ultimately
how
has
many
to
people it's
decide
okay to kill?
justice.
Are you going to tell me how many people it's okay to kill?
So in all of 2019, 22 death row inmates got murdered. Got killed. In 2020 so far, 10 people have been killed. Now let's say that's generous. That's 32 people in total. Let's say 20%, 10%, 20% of those were innocent people. That's like 3 to 5 people innocent compared to 28 to 30.
But 3 to 5 innocent people is still a large margin of error, which
That's
is
a lot
why
of
the
people.
death, which is why the death
We can't just be
penalty.
generous with that.
Exactly. Like there
But
were
you know what's
people
larger than
in the
3?
50s and 60s who were getting killed for no reason. They were innocent.
Like-
and 20 years later, they were like, "Oh, hey, that guy's innocent." Fucking Emmett Till, dude. That kid was hanged from a fucking tree because
Wanna-
people said he did something that he didn't. Like that's not okay. That's not
What's
an
the
okay.
point of killing
That's
these
a
people?
Wild West.
Want to hear a number larger than 3? 29. Let's give this in. That's how many non-innocent people we killed. I think that far outweighs getting
How
rid
do you
of
know
29
that those
terrible
29
inmates.
people-
Still
And
innocent
put
people
that on a
getting
scale, though.
killed.
Like you have to put that on a scale. Say that that's 30 people in Texas or whatever, right? Now put that on a greater scale. That's 30 people every state. So that means you're killing what? 5 times 50. What is that? I don't
Oh, it's a
know.
witch hunt, dude.
250
This is the
people?
witch hunt thing.
250 innocent people that you're willing to let slip through the
Yeah,
cracks.
like, this is literally the Salem witch
That's a
trials. Like, it's
slippery
okay to
slope,
kill all of
exactly.
these women because we killed the witch.
Right.
Actually, so according to the
Sorry.
FBI, 4.1% of people on death row on average are innocent, and 4.1% of 32 is very, very, very low. I need to look it up here because I'm terrible at math.
Of course you are. But me too.
Out of every 100 people, that's 4 or 5 people that are innocent. Have
That's
nothing to do with the
1.3
situation.
people. That's an average of 1.3 people that are innocent compared to around 30 to 31 people that are not innocent.
Okay,
Those are
but
still
broaden,
innocent
but broaden
lives.
that. If 4
Yeah, they
point
are innocent
whatever,
lives.
if 4 point whatever percent of
1%,
people are innocent,
4.1%.
that means that out of every 100 people,
That's like
you're cool with
1%.
killing 4 or 5.
If it means killing 96 terrible human beings, you can make some sacrifices.
I don't
And when
see
it's
I'm
one
not
of those innocent
saying-
people are you.
Now, I'm not
Big
saying that
Ace.
we shouldn't reform the court system. Of course we should. We should make it much stricter for death row. But to say that we should just cancel all of death row because 4 innocent people out of 100 are killed is stupid. It's a terrible
Okay,
argument.
well then why not say to
You
cancel
can't
death row
trade
because we can make
lives.
slaves?
It's not really trading
Yes, it
lives.
is.
It's not like we're killing 4 bad people and killing 4 innocents. We're killing 96
You're trading
bad
lives, exactly.
Yeah, it's trading lives.
very disproportionately.
One bus
But
has
still
4
trading
people, one
lives.
bus has 90 people. Which way do you push the lever?
The bus that has 1 person.
But
What?
that one person's
was-
good, and the 90 are bad.
Then the 90 people. That's what bad means. That's a really weird analogy.
Indeed it
What
is.
does it matter?
It's still innocent lives. You should never be okay with killing innocent lives, no matter.
Of course, like I said, we should make it harder for death row inmates to get on death row.
Why not make them slaves?
But saying that just this minute, instead of reforming, instead of reforming instead of reforming death row, we should just abolish it completely.
Yeah.
Because 4 people die instead of trying to fix it.
It's not just because of that. It's because there's better alternatives. Also.
Exactly.
No, there isn't better alternatives.
Slave labor.
That's essentially death.
Honestly, I feel like that's morally worse than killing somebody.
How?
If you're going for a moral argument. I mean, it does make a tiny bit of profit, but I mean, something that's profit's really going to help.
He's helping the world.
Yeah, and they're happier.
It's helping giant corporations. They're happy. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather be killed than have like lifelong slave labor. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be killed.
Yeah, I'd rather be killed too.
Killing is more humane, and it's morally just.
Killing is humane. If you say killing is more humane.
I mean, I feel like killing's more humane than forcing somebody to work for 40 years.
I think he means like lethal injection versus like.
No, I'd still rather slave labor over killing.
Working someone to death.
Yeah, I still slave labor over killing.
You slave labor? I definitely die. I'd die, to be honest. I don't want to have to work for the rest of my life.
Exactly, slave labor will be a harsher punishment.
Yeah.
So why don't you want the slave labor
So
instead?
wouldn't it be inhumane? I mean, it'd be a opinionated harsh punishment, but it's not like it's objectively a harsh punishment.
Wait, dude. You're talking
What?
about they're a murderer, they deserve to be murdered, but slave labor is too harsh?
What? No, I didn't say slave labor is too harsh. I said, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't do slave labor. But I mean, it's not necessarily too harsh. And plus, let's say this person.
Why not do the slave labor then? It's a better alternative.
Let's say this person does
If you
slave
really
labor,
want to make
okay?
him suffer, make him a
What's
slave.
stopping them from just murdering someone again? What's stopping them from murdering someone in jail? What's stopping them from breaking out?
The
And
company
then
wanting a
going
pretty
back on a
penny.
killing spree?
Put them in jail with people
prison-
that maybe I don't know.
Prison breaks
them
already
lockdown.
happen normally. I mean, prison breaks happen normally, and those prisons don't just let people
talking
walk
about?
out because
Prison breaks happen normally, not high security prisons with freaking serial killers.
no, they still happen. Alcatraz. Many people escaped Alcatraz.
Buddy, Alcatraz has been closed for a really long time.
Yeah, Alcatraz has been closed like
I know,
since the 70s.
But that's the most high security prison ever.
But that was a long time ago, bro. We're talking about modern day.
That was a long time ago. We're talking about right now.
Still the most. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
can you explain to me why you would rather why you would rather these murderers be put to death than to slave labor?
Well, first of all, it completely limits the possibility of them getting out or them attack. Because like even
They're not
in
gonna
jail,
get out.
people
Okay,
murder other people in jail. Okay, first of all, people murder other people in jail.
No,
What
what's
stops
the
that guy
second?
from,
We
like,
heard you.
murdering, like, 50? I know, I'm saying that right now. What stops that guy from just killing like 4 more people in the jail cell? Because he's already a maniac.
Okay.
Well, you already view them as,
that's
less
different.
than, so what's
Wait,
the
okay,
That's
why
prisoners
other?
killing prisoners, not the government killing them.
What stops this like murderer from
What
killing
other
this
reason?
random guy that just got in prison for weeks?
That's
What do you-
different.
and a third
That's
reason.
the prisoner
a
killing
third
each other,
reason.
not.
They're not
It's
hanging
avoid-
out. They're not putting murderers with weed smokers, my guy.
Let him speak. Hold on.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
I mean, that's how
No,
jail
they're
works.
not.
No, because they're
No.
putting murders on death row. I apologize for putting murders on death
And
row.
weed smokers are going on death row.
Yeah.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
They're not.
They're
Also,
going
weed
into
smoking
slave
shouldn't
labor.
Weed smoking shouldn't even be illegal. Anyway, unless it's in like certain
What?
areas. You
What was
know?
the last part?
What? Weed smoking should not be illegal.
Bruh.
Anyway, unless it's in like certain areas, you know. kinda
Okay,
like
but
a-
why else should we put them to death instead of slave
And
labor?
a third reason is because they deserve it. I mean, this is a moral argument. It isn't really a super strong argument, but
Slave labor's
they
worse
don't
though.
deserve
You
the
said
world.
it yourself.
You cannot determine the value of a human life. You can't put a price
Watch
on it
me.
or emotional value on it. It's
But
priceless.
you
Why not?
say that slave labor is worse than death.
No. I said that slave labor would be like, in my opinion, if I had to pick between one, I'd do death. But in general, most people wouldn't do that.
You're speaking for them
I
now.
said it's
Oh
completely
God.
opinionated. But
Slave labor is fundamentally worse than death, and you really can't argue with it.
I didn't say fundamentally. You literally said you'd rather have slave labor than death. You're just flipping your opinions whenever it suits you
I said
best.
that.
Yeah, he said
No,
death.
you-
I
you-
said slave labor.
No, you
Why
immediately
would I say
literally.
slave labor?
He earlier
literally
said he'd rather
said
die.
that after.
I was the only one that said I would
Yeah, he
take
said
slave
I'd
labor.
rather die. Then like 4 seconds later, he said I'd pick slave labor.
Wait, why would I pick that? I was
I'm
on the
not
top of the
deaf.
time.
Huh? And hey, the other guy that picked slave labor. See, not everyone just immediately chooses death, so it's not. It's like an opinionated thing.
Wait, who
Can't
picked
really say
slave
what-
labor and why?
What?
Me.
This one other guy. I don't.
Why?
Lucky did. Lucky Lapras. That's a
Death
funky
is
name.
pretty fucking scary, yo.
So
I'd rather die.
slave labor.
I'd rather die.
I mean, at
like-
least with slave labor,
But
I can
most
sing.
people would rather die though. So
Plus,
the
even with
majority
one
wins.
that's more punishment or not, I feel like in general, killing someone like it's more morally
inhumane.
just, you know. It's not
No, it's
inhumane. It's
And
not.
let's be real here, it's
Yes,
not
it
even
is.
real slave labor, it's slave labor for 2 cents an
Exactly.
hour.
It's not even slave labor. That's the thing. Like it's very.
Yeah, it's
very
a job, guys.
Then don't give them money.
But then why would we do that?
Why would we not give them money? Because
I mean,
they
here's
don't
the thing,
deserve
here's the
it.
thing.
Because they're slaves.
Yeah, they don't need money, but
Yeah, we're
they're not getting
speaking
out.
on
Why
like
do we have to make them slaves? What makes this make them slaves?
because
Because
they
that's what-
murdered
what
someone. Because they
Because
killed.
I
killed
want another pyramid, god damn it.
They
Wait,
murdered someone. We killed them.
No, we make them slaves.
Yeah,
Why? Why do
because
we make
it's
them
worse than
slaves?
death.
Because we need work done.
What work for this giant
It
corporation
could
that
License-
has
It
hundreds
could
Yeah,
go to a
license
company that
plates.
I don't know helps the world or not something. Maybe
Yeah,
the money
help
can
them
go to something
recycle.
help
That are
people
buying
good.
It's not like they're going out, you know, doing good old community work, helping the community. This is like they're like just making products.
Yeah, but the money could go to somewhere good.
Yeah, that's infinitely better than killing them.
Exactly.
The company isn't gonna do that though.
But what if they can get
I
a
don't
company to do
understand.
that? What if they can rearrange the
It
private?
really doesn't matter. No matter
prison?
what they're doing, they could be making cigarettes and it's still
And that's
better than
and that's
fucking-
only
killing
focusing
them.
on one of my arguments. That's only, and this is also assuming
There's-
that they are perfectly fine with doing the slave labor, and don't screw
Okay,
shit up.
prisoners don't kill each other often. It's like pedophiles, I hear that they do. But outside of that,
Yeah, they
prisoners
do.
don't go
Yeah.
killing each other over gang shit.
Not just like killing. I'm not talking about that. Like, but like just full out refusing to do any work. I mean, like, what's stopping them from just not doing
Oh,
any
whip!
work?
They're a slave!
They don't get paid. They don't get paid.
Okay, that's
If
just that's
prisoners,
not even.
if prisoners don't do work or don't do any assigned jobs, then they don't get paid, which means they don't have money for commissary, which means that they're only eating and having basic things. Like they
Yeah.
work these jobs so that they
already
can
what
get more things
jail
in prison.
That's
That's
true.
how things work
What?
right now.
So what would stop them from just not doing anything? Because they're already getting free shelter.
Because they're
Torture. They're already
tired
getting
of
free
eating
food.
slop. They're tired of using a
already
toothbrush
getting
with
free
one
food.
fucking bristle
Yeah,
on
you're
it.
making
They
prison
wanna
out
buy
to be
something
pretty
different.
nice, dude.
You underestimate these these people, you know. I mean, like these people.
You're
go
saying they're
far
killing
enough-
each other!
I mean, they do sometimes. That's a thing that happens sometimes. I'm just saying,
Sometimes,
like,
very
what's
rarely.
stopping them from doing it?
Prison is not a nice place to be.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
not a hotel, bro. There's no spa days.
I never said
Yeah,
it was.
like you won't get no day offs.
Let me kill them.
None.
Damn.
Nani?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Alright, let's just say we want to call it a day.
Okay, wait. I'm looking up something else.
Hold
Damn,
on.
oh my god.
Hold on, real quick. Whoever the group leader is, you need to throw us into like practice range or something because we're about
Yes,
to get booted off the
please.
server. We've been here for 45 minutes already. It
Alright,
starts
who wanna
kicking
be?
at 50.
Alright, I don't want to be group leader, so who want to be group leader?
Just give it to me and then I'll pass it back to you.
Wait, pass it back to me. Wait, no, don't do that.
Water and Apple, you're leader.
What? Oh, okay, great.
Throw us in just practice range.
I got you. Anyway, like 900, like 1,000 people each year die in prison. And most of that
in like prison, like across the world, USA, like
in U.S. in local prisons, and then in
From
state
what,
prisons
though?
at 3,000.
from what though? Like from prisoners
from
killing
many
her,
things.
starvation,
300
corruption.
Oh, you're covering
300
everything. They're
suicide.
killing their own there, like the fucking guards are killing them.
300 of them
Right.
die from suicide. about 450 die from illness. Apparently 60 die from AIDS. And then like around 20 die from homicide. But in state prisons, up to like 3,000 people die each year on average, and that's mostly again from
Wait, so how many died of murders?
For some reason, AIDS. Died of murders, not that much. 2.1% in local prisons, and 1.5% in state prisons. But the suicide's way higher. The suicide's like 30%.
Suicide. It's their life; they can do whatever they want with it.
I'd rather have. Hey, wait.
Shit, if I ended up in prison, I'd be like, hey, give me the death penalty. It was just weed, but I want to die. I don't want to be in prison.
Yeah, let them kill themselves. That's not a problem, because we're not killing them.
Why should we let them kill themselves?
Because why not? It's their own lives.
Yeah, it's different because we're not taking their lives.
Who are you to tell me that I shouldn't be able to kill myself?
It is our obligation to attempt to prevent that.
Why should we get why should we let a murderer have the right to do that? Have the right to like their own life? If they already took someone else's right to their own life away.
We should have mental health professionals accessible to these people.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna tie them to a chair for the rest of their life?
No, we're going to give them a counselor. Like, we're going to try our hardest, which is giving them a counselor.
Yeah, but like, if they decide to, you know, off themselves, then
we tried.
This is assuming that they can't be. I'm above you.
Like, strapping you to a chair is not going to help your mental state, but we can try to help your mental state.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, someone wants to kill themselves, they're gonna kill themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
we can't really do nothing about that.
There's
like,
nothing we can do about it.
We can
what if we kill them first? What? That's not how that works.
Oh, for someone that wants the death penalty for murderers, you are really comfortable with killing people.
Killing murderers? Yeah, I'll kill murderers.
Are people that kill themselves murderers?
Hello, FBI.
They're already dead, so why does that even matter?
Yeah, I asked.
Also, I mean, no, we're just asking.
Because you're putting them in the same group.
I wouldn't say so.
That's what the definition is, like, I don't know.
You're putting them in the same group, though. You're treating them the same.
Well, how am I doing that? How? What do you mean I'm putting them in the same group?
No.
I'm saying that we shouldn't give murderers the right to decide what happened. To decide when they
But how do you stop them from doing that?
You can't stop them from killing themselves. So
but hold on. I'm asking him.
Well,
how do you stop them from killing themselves?
There's several ways. If you just, first of all, you kill them first. Second of all, I mean, there is ways. Like, Suicide Watch exists. You have a guard outside their house if they're doing.
Yeah, Epstein was on Suicide Watch. Remember?
And that requires money.
Epstein
we should put as little money into them as possible.
Epstein didn't kill himself, by the way. That's common.
Yes, we all know that. That was the fucking joke, bro. But what I'm saying is that, like, Suicide Watch, like, obviously it fails because, like it or not, whether he was killed or committed suicide, Epstein was on Suicide Watch, and whatever happened, it didn't work. Suicide Watch didn't work.
This is assuming that everyone that's on Suicide Watch is a famous person that, like, has very bad.
No, but I'm saying just in general, like, how you can't stop someone from taking their own life. You can stop. Say that you say that you want to stop someone from killing themselves. You strap them to a hospital chair. How are you gonna stop them from not eating? If they really want to die, they'll be like, well, I'm not eating. What are you gonna do? Shove a tube?
Yeah,
you're gonna violate human rights, medical rights, and shove a tube down their throat?
If it's to make them survive, it's not actually violating any rights. It's called the Pacifist Act. It was enacted, I don't know, in like the 1980s, I believe, where if you are doing something to like save someone's life, it doesn't matter. You can do it. That's why
yeah, in a hospital, if someone's dying, but I'm talking about a dude in jail.
I know, so that's why hospitals are allowed to do that. It's because of the Pacifist Act. Because, like, even if someone says they want to commit suicide, you can
you can also sign DNRs that say if I die, don't do anything to revive me. That's basic human rights. Like, people get to decide. There's a reason why euthanasia is like a thing that happens in a lot of countries, because people have to choose. People get to choose the way that they want to die. In America, there is euthanasia. It's not widely accessible, but there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
I mean, suicide is euthanasia, but it's not. You aren't really allowed to do that most of the time.
Yeah, but
Like
it is
an
possible in the United
huge,
States.
like political argument actually about euthanasia, whether it should be illegal in the U.S.
But it's not completely illegal. Like, you can get euthanized in the United States.
Mr. fucking destroy all humans, murder's cool. What are your thoughts on abortion?
Yes. No.
Pussy?
That's about it. Just no abortion. No. Just no.
What if it's more
Why?
health concerns? Like if she has the baby, she'll die.
Oh yeah, of course, if there's a baby, she'll die, absolutely. I mean, in very specific cases. In cases where, in 2 cases I think it's allowed. In, severe rape and in where, like, the mother's life is in danger.
Severe rape? Not even just normal rape, but severe rape?
Just rape, okay, I don't know why I said severe, just normal rape. You know? Like, any other case, no.
So what do you think the punishment should be?
For having abortion?
Yeah, when it is illegal.
Like an illegal abortion. Same punishments for murder.
Do you really stand with that?
I have a question.
Yeah, I like punishing murderers, you know? Yeah, what?
I have a question, and it's just yes or no, because I have a follow-up statement.
Yes. It's gonna be yes. The answer's gonna be yes.
Hold on. So for like people who choose not to wear masks because they believe like it's their right, okay? Do you think that they have the right to decide whether they should wear a mask or not?
No.
No, they don't have a right to decide. You think everyone should wear masks?
Yes, as long as you're, I mean, I don't really care if you don't wear masks if you're like 5,000 feet away from everyone else, but if you're in a public populated area, absolutely it should be legally enforced.
But like outside of that, like say that there was a rule that said you have to wear masks at all times outside, even if you're by yourself and there's no one anywhere near you, right? Do you think that person still has a right to decide?
I mean, if they're so far away from that they can't do any harm to no one, like, let's say you're in like a park by yourself, beside everyone, there's no possible way you could actually infect anyone, and you've been tested, then no, I don't think, because you're not putting
So they have a right, to decide what they want to do with their bodies if they see fit, correct? If the conditions are correct.
Only in some cases. If it's only affecting their body, absolutely. And if you're going to make this an abortion argument, the abortion argument, it is just affecting their own body, it's affecting someone else. So
That's not true. It's their own body. It's their own egg.
Okay, wait.
If the baby has started forming. Here's the thing,
let's say it's 6-week abortion.
That's fine. Yeah, believe it. As soon as the embryo has started forming, it should.
There is no embryo at 6 weeks. That's at like.
There's no embryo at 6 weeks.
I didn't mean embryo. I meant fetus. I meant the cycle, you know.
It's either 9 or 12.
I'm not good with medical terms.
Yeah, 6 weeks. There's no embryo.
There's still a thing there though.
Yeah, it's a thing. No, it's not a living thing. That's the debate.
It is. I mean, yeah, the debate is a living or not. Yeah.
No.
This is almost completely universally like.
Okay, what if you get fucking yeast infection? That's a living thing.
It's not a human though.
What if you have a parasite? That's a living thing. Should it not be removed? Because that makes you.
What makes a human?
Neither is a 6-week-old.
If it has human DNA, it's a human.
Bananas have human DNA.
You know what I mean. I mean, yeah, bananas share some.
Yeah, we're talking legally.
No. You can't be absolutist and then be like, you know what I mean.
No, here's the thing. Bananas, yes, they absolutely do contain traces of. We share some
more
DNA.
Than anything else.
I mean, like if they have their own, I know, yeah, that and I think rats. Anyway, and rabbits. Anyway, if they have like clear genetic instructions to form a human, which is what I mean by human DNA, you should not be able to kill them.
What if it has clear genetic instructions to fucking kill itself? Like, genetic
That's not
malfunction?
how genetic instructions work.
I mean, some genetic instructions make them autistic.
Yeah, and...
What if they just have genetic instructions that make an imperfect human? Is that still a human?
We shouldn't kill them. Yeah, it's still a human. Of course it's still a human. That's like saying we should kill every single person with autism. or with any mental disease. And we should not do that.
No, that's different. That's something that's gonna die.
False equivalence.
Stay down.
How?
Like, there's a difference between someone that's autistic and then someone that's just gonna be born to take 2 breaths of air and die.
Exactly.
We should kill that person before they can live. I mean,
they can't. It's not viable. It's not a viable You have personal experience? Are you a girl? Have you been pregnant? Then you don't have personal experience.
Got born 2 minutes and then died.
So that's your entire argument? Is your anecdotal evidence?
No, I'm not talking about that. No, my argument is that just because someone might just like is born wrong, we can't just kill them off in the womb because they're gonna die later. Because there's chances that there's chances that they can survive. We can make them live. That happens. Okay?
You can also
decide. Are you willing to
decide.
take care of kids that people don't want?
What? Oh yes, I'd absolutely adopt.
Wait, so there's also a point in life where their life literally not only shouldn't be slave labor, but they just deserve to die, and only that as the answer.
If they have killed somebody, they deserve to die. They've killed someone else in cold blood, killed an innocent person.
So a woman who gets an abortion.
Yeah, so you can kill that.
To die.
Wait, no, I'm not talking about the. Not that woman. A person.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I know, but a person murders, so they deserve to die. But
yes,
there is no.
Depends who they murder. If it's an innocent person, just innocent person.
Okay, yeah, a person murders, so they deserve to die. But there's no reason a child. But there's no reason a fucking 6-week-old body of cells that's designed to be a human should die.
Everything's a body of cells. You're a body of cells. I'm a body of cells. We're all bodies of cells.
Okay, but what
not, it's not. It doesn't have a conscience. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't function. It's literally just blood vessels. It doesn't. It's literally at 6 weeks. It's literally just a clump of cells.
Everything's a clump
forming
of cells.
in on each other. No.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that humans and actual babies, like past 6 months and things like that, like they are sentient.
6 months or 6 weeks get arrived.
No, I said 6 months. Like a 6-month child. Like I wouldn't advocate for a 6-month pregnancy to be aborted. Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is that like 6 weeks, bro. Like that's not That's not a being.
It is a being.
That's a bodily function.
Yeah. What do you defend it? What do you mean? What do you mean bodily function? That doesn't make any sense.
It's the same thing as a fucking tumor. It's nothing.
Not a tumor.
It's not
a tumor
sentient.
can't grow into a human being. A tumor cannot grow into its own human being.
It's not sentient. It's a clump of cells. A tumor is a clump of cells.
Yeah, everything's a clump of cells. We already discussed this.
Yeah, okay, there's a difference between a seed and a sapling. They both have the potential to become a tree, but it's a lot easier to take out a seed than it is something with roots.
And because it's easy, you're allowed to do it? So
no, but there's a difference. I'm not saying it's easier, so that's the difference. I'm saying there is a difference.
Okay, and I mean, yeah, there's a difference between a toddler and a fetus. Of course, there's a difference. So,
like you're rejecting the argument of it being a clump of cells by everything is a clump of cells.
So I'm not allowed to have any sort of argument because I'm a man.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think. Hold on, let me answer your question. My answer is that if you've never experienced any sort of situation like that, and you are not a girl, you have no right to talk about their bodily functions.
That might be the stupidest thing
I do kind of stand with that.
My opinion.
You have no right. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your body. If you want to go and jump off a bridge, then by all means, go for it.
If you want to, jumping off a bridge only affects you. It doesn't affect someone else.
It's not. It's not someone. It's not a person.
It
is not a person. It's not sentient. It's not a human being.
Yeah, it will.
So every time that a girl has a period, an egg comes out. An egg with cells inside of it comes out. And that happens every single month.
That's murder.
Does that make her a murderer?
Absolutely
Because it's the same exact thing.
It is the same
exact
thing.
It is the same exact thing.
It's not fertilized, but it has
hold on,
potential.
the only difference between a fertilized egg at 6 weeks in an unfertilized egg that leaves your body every 28 days is the fact that there's sperm attached to it and nothing else.
Yes. Yes, that is the difference. Amazing job.
So sperm is what makes it viable, is what you're saying, at 6 weeks.
Oh, that's not looking good for you, buddy. You should have picked your words more carefully.
Understand.
Okay, wait, let me give you another scenario. Let me give you another scenario.
Yeah, what?
They put it in a test tube. They make a baby artificially.
Yep.
6 weeks in. Can they kill it?
Wait, what?
Yes, that is how IVF works. So they take an egg, and they put sperm on it, and they put it in a test tube so that you put it up someone's vagina.
Yeah, it turns
right. So if that test tube falls on the floor at 6 weeks, when they're trying to put it in this lady, right? That test tube falls and breaks. Is that murder?
Yeah. If you purposely destroy it, it's murder. If not, it's just manslaughter.
But it's literally like you can see it. You can see it inside of this test tube, and it's literally. I know you say everything is, but it's literally a clump of cells. Yeah.
It's microscopic. You can't see it.
So because you can't see it, you can kill it.
It's not alive to kill.
You're saying that because it's potential, it has life?
It has the ability to die. It has a life.
Oh my god, it's like the 18th century all over again.
How is this the 18th century at all?
Because, like, oh my god, bro.
You're weighing life on your fucking watch, dude.
There are people who miscarry past 6 weeks.
You don't get to choose who lives and dies.
Is that a murder?
If it's on purpose, then yes. Because here's the thing, it is actually counted as murder. It's legally. If you punch a pregnant woman,
I bet if men carried babies, you would not have these opinions.
Here's the thing.
Straight up.
If there's a pregnant woman that's like 6 weeks pregnant, and you punch her in the stomach and you kill the baby, that's counted as a murder. That's legally counted as a murder. It's actually a law.
That's not the same. That's assault.
What do you mean? I know it's assault, but it's also murder. It counts as murder, even if you don't kill the woman at all. If you make her have a miscarriage, it's counted as murder. But
yeah,
why?
But you're looking at
But the law doesn't see it as a child. The law sees it as justice for the potential of a child.
The law sees it as her property. You're murdering her property. That's different than her murdering her own property.
No. By legally, if the killing of
we get that.
The cell itself is counted as murder.
Yes.
Not destruction of property.
But look at it from this.
Not assault. It's counted as murder. First degree murder, because you resulted in the killing of that. So the law defines it as a living human being. The law defines that.
The law
so
doesn't define it. The law does not define it as a. I hear you. Please don't repeat yourself right now. The law does not define it as a human being. The law defines it as her human being. It's her property.
Exactly. It's hers because it's her body.
It's counted as damage to property.
It is her body.
It's her life. Just as if it were 18 years old, 17 years old, it would be her kid.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I know. It's her kid. Yeah. Of course it's her kid. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it's still a kid. It's still a kid. It's her kid.
So when a woman becomes pregnant, she forfeits all the rights to her body?
What does that mean? What do you mean forfeit the right to
that a yes or no?
It's a really big thing to get an abortion. It hurts the body.
Yes, I understand that.
It causes infertility.
Yeah. But
it's a big choice to make.
It also causes murder.
No, you're so fucking
so does pregnancy.
Backwards.
What?
Pregnancy causes murder?
I mean, yeah, in very, very, very small cases.
Yeah, and in very small cases, you abort a kid that could have been a murderer.
But how do we know that? How do we know we can't just kill a kid because we think it's gonna do something?
No, I'm talking about the kid could have killed the mom.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not. I already clarified this. If
how old are you?
The mother's life is in danger. The mother's life is in danger. Then of course kill the baby. I mean, like it's life for a more valuable life. I understand you should kill that. But if it's not harming the mother at all, okay, then she shouldn't have the right to do that.
What if the mother can't financially support it?
Have you ever heard of this magical thing called foster care?
Do you realize how
Also, being
fucked up
poor-
the foster care
okay.
and adoption
Okay,
system
and also,
is? You
being
want a
poor
child
doesn't
to
mean
be in
you kill
foster care?
someone.
Do you look up the statistics
Yeah,
of
it's
how
a
many
pretty bad
children get
system.
abused in foster care?
Like, don't perfect
And
world
you'd
this one.
rather
So you'd rather
someone have a
child get-
child.
You'd rather have a child have a chance of getting abused than murdering it.
You're not
I'd
murdering
rather
a
a
clump
child-
of
Either
cells.
way, and either way,
Exactly.
I already debunked that. Anyway,
You
let's
didn't
say,
debunk
okay,
it.
so
You're
you
so
can't
wrong.
You can't financially handle it. Does that mean you can kill anyone that makes you poor? Can I kill my landlord if I had a landlord? Can I kill?
It's a
because I'm
clump
paying
of
him money and he's
cells.
That's
making me poor.
that's
Everything's
cells.
a
You're
clump of
comparing
cells.
cells
It's a
to
terrible
people.
argument. You're a clump of cells. That's a terrible argument. Everything's a clump of cells. You can't use that. to
I'm a
discredit
lot more than a clump of
We're
cells. I'm an
sentient.
organism. Haven't you
No.
been to fucking
Right.
science class?
Organisms are made out of cells. It's not
So-
rocket
Yeah,
So
but there's
if
a
your
difference
girlfriend
between a
got pregnant-
organism and a clump of
If
cells.
your girlfriend,
I
if
am
your
not a clump
girlfriend
of
got
cells. I'm an
pregnant
organism.
and got an abortion,
both.
you
You are
would
literally
view her
both.
as a murderer?
No, I'm not a
But,
clump of cells.
No, absolutely yes. If she didn't have to do it, if she wasn't like raped, if she wasn't like, like in like she wasn't gonna die from it. Sorry, I can't really speak. Yes, I would.
Okay,
like that.
there are organs in a human being. There's skin and
Correct.
bones.
Yes,
Without
that is a thing,
labels,
that is a thing.
there is a difference between there is a difference between a 6-week-old baby and
Yeah.
a fully grown human being, or even a baby.
Yes, correct. There's a difference. Same as there's a difference between an 18-year-old and a 36-year-old.
No,
Does it mean
that's a
that-
much bigger difference. Bones, organs, and a clump of cells.
Okay, so it is a difference. I mean, yeah, there's a
A
difference.
very big difference. A brain. A heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complete brain.
There is no brain in 6 weeks old. There's no toenails. There's nothing there.
Developing. There's not a brain, but it's a development.
There is nothing other than potential.
Yeah. And not really. I don't know if potential is really the right word for this.
Yeah, I don't know if clump of cells is the right word, but it's what I used.
Yeah, I know. Clump of cells. I mean,
You
you're
get what
right,
I
it's a clump
mean.
of cells. I mean, you're correct. It's a clump of cells. That doesn't prove anything, though.
It proves that it's different. Killing
What do
a
you mean?
clump of cells isn't murder.
Yeah, it is. So if I stabbed you to death, it'd be called murder. Yes, of course.
I'm
it's
not
called
the same thing as that clump of
You're a
cells.
clump of
You know
cells.
what I mean by
You
clump
are
of
a clump of
cells.
Clump
Okay.
of cells means a collection of cells.
Killing a
which you
person
are.
is not the same thing as killing a 6-week-old thing.
Still murder. Still murder.
Okay, you can say it's still murder, but is it the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean? You're not killing the same thing, though. You're not killing the same type of person. It's like that's not an argument, though. It's like I said. There's differences between like two age groups, let's say a toddler, a just born new baby versus a fully grown adult. There's still a huge difference between that.
Okay, animals can feel empathy. Animals can
feel empathy.
Yeah, so like if you kill
Yeah.
an animal, are you a murderer?
No, because it's not a human being. You're still a terrible person, but it's not a human
What makes
being.
a human being?
If it has human DNA. If it has clear instructions to build a human in it. With no help from another sort of source, you know?
You know, other than its caregiver.
Huh?
You know, other than the mother.
Yeah, other than the mother. I mean, like, for example, like...
Yeah,
sperm, for
and the
example,
mother
is-
has a very clear set of directions that are different. The baby
Let's
has
say-
a
like,
set of
let's-
directions that
let's
say,
say-
hey,
here's
I'm
the
gonna be
thing,
born. And the mother has a set of
Yes.
directions that say, hey, I don't want this fucking kid.
No, that's the difference. Like, human DNA and what you think is completely different. Like, a set of, like, you thinking, oh, I'm gonna kill this baby isn't a set of instructions to your DNA. That's just called your brain thinking something that's terrible.
Target neutralized.
It's down to just us. Hello?
I'm gonna call it. Thank you for talking.
Okay.
GG's.
That was interesting.
Oh, oops.
Cancel Genji Blade now, but you can cancel the round. Or Genji Deflect.
Just did. Yeah, exactly. And same with Sig, whatever it is, Defense Matrix, whatever you call it. Okay, we got Mercy.
I remember when the Genji buff came out, it made Genji just a lot better overall.
Yeah.
Have they nerfed him again yet?
Yeah, they did. Went live already.
What'd they do? Decreases damage again?
They went from 30 to 28.
It's fine, but I'm starting. Wait, Lucky, you got a mic there. Okay.
Yeah.
The reload speed is actually slower now.
Jesus, no wonder.
What? Why would they do that?
Something like, you know how like his alternate fire, he throws 3 shurikens, like.
Yeah.
Now instead of going, it's like.
Oh, they slowed that down too?
Yeah, like the recovery frames. That's what it's called.
Dude, you.
They increased the recovery frames, so when you throw out
Genji's
your
the most
shurikens,
countered character. Why does he need a nerf?
There's a lot. Zarya's a good one. Winston can be a good one.
Mei, Moira, Symmetra.
They're just like, okay, you guys get 3 weeks of good Genji, and then we're taking it away immediately.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that Moira can actually counter Genji.
Where does he keep
depending
all
on
those
what map it is, I might
shurikens?
play.
I don't know, his like dash is ridiculously strong and
body.
squishy.
Well, this shit's like skin tight.
Alright, it's time to score a shot.
Bro,
Which map
where do
is
you
this?
keep your shurikens?
Lighthouse.
In the balls?
Right here. Right here.
Keep his shurikens? He keeps them in his arm.
No, watch
It's
it
like
right here.
skin
You
tight,
see,
dude.
He's a robot.
Yeah, he just like peels off a part of himself and it becomes more shuriken. Going mid.
Thanks. I'm gonna go.
I'm right behind you,
Go point, go point.
Like his reload is like 3 seconds long. Oh my god, Monkey out of all characters.
We have
Pharah's
should focus Monkey.
one. Pharah's
When
one.
yeah. When Monkey jumps like that,
Mercy's
slow.
one. Pharah's one. Fucking Lucio just one shot.
Move this one.
I love this
Running
game.
Pharah. Here, I'll go Mercy for you for free.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on Monkey, Monkey, he jumped already. Right
I
here,
got
right
her
here.
down to like 1
They
HP.
keep trying to fucking boot me, y'all.
No one else in our team.
Oh my god, I hit Lucio and he fell off. I booped Lucio
Monkey,
off
guys,
the
Monkey.
pit. I have 25 health, on point. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bro, they all
Trying to
just
come to
want
Winston, but it's too close.
The ball is one.
Ball.
I just turned around and he died.
Monkey.
Mercy, I need you.
Oh,
Oh my god.
This.
He wasn't even
Monkey,
supposed to
Monkey,
go.
Monkey,
Yeah,
Monkey,
he's on my way.
Oh no.
Lucio's low. Got him.
For our left side point.
Yeah, get the Monkey.
Oh man, well at least I took the Monkey out with me, dude.
Oh god.
Let's up the tempo.
That health pack did absolutely nothing to me.
Mercy, let's go.
3 ults.
I killed the ball.
I still have
these fuckers 1 out. He's 1 out. He's 1 out.
I'm coming back right now.
I've shattered him.
He's gonna boot me off. Get away from me. Oh my god, the Lara's back alive. I hate this.
Oh my god, I almost fucking got her. God damn it. At least sound barrier is done. Whatever. That's what I said.
Oh, that's the opposite of good.
This game is dumb.
No. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me,
God, Farah's on me.
Just playing.
Hey, when monkey jumps at us, we just focus on me.
Oh, hey, McCree, I'll try to damage you, man.
Yeah, he's not jumping.
Mars.
Yeah, he's jumping away from us.
Look at Genji. Oh my god, he's getting him.
He's one.
Oh, I almost got him.
Step right.
There's Lucio.
Dude, she's ate all my shots.
Push! I don't care about your HP, go!
Push. Focus one.
You got off high ground. You got this.
Oh,
shit.
I punched Farah once. I couldn't D.Va.
Dude, why did it just do that?
Yeah, I almost killed him, but that bomb went off.
Mercy, did you see me? Oh, I'm gonna die. I have blade. Get damage, Mercy.
There's still a pharmacy here.
We got this.
I'm outside the point right here.
Oh shit.
Mercy here. Damage.
We gotta kill Farah.
We got Ryan.
God damn it, I have 45 health.
Dude, how is this far back already?
Is that fair, really?
She was here this whole fight.
She's right side. She's right side. I don't wanna get booped off. Okay, thank you.
She's dead. She just staggered her ult. Who has their ults?
Yeah.
Winston, D.Va used her bomb.
Yeah, Monkey's trying to touch.
Monkey's right here.
He's gonna be half on his touch.
I don't wanna push over.
I'm only at 32, I'm like literally. Oh.
I'm on Monkey.
Yeah, same.
Get away.
Any heals. I'm
Gotta get this Genji, he's gonna fucking... Oh my god.
Oh, I'm dead.
Monkey's so low, dude.
It's winnable.
I don't know, dude.
Yes.
That's good, that's good.
Genji's
Keep
half.
me alive. I'm dead. I'm trying so hard to do some work.
You just full regroup, we can do it.
Alright, let's go, guys. There you go. We got this. I've got my ult ready.
I'm coming back right now. I'm right behind you. Right behind you, Reinhardt.
I can touch. Ryan, if you want to take your time.
Watch out behind.
I'm not here.
Oh,
Got
we're
her.
all here. Start
Great
swinging.
bubble.
Oh, Mercy's in the corner, almost dead. Getting fucking booped.
Oh, Mercy's one.
Okay, sure.
Time to play ball.
Get the Mercy. Mercy's one. I need help. I'm on Monkey.
AP melee.
Good job, y'all. Good job.
Nice up, guys. We got this. Nice up,
Genji.
guys.
Genji fucking did it right there. Y'all see he killed like 8 people that round.
What the hell?
Dude, I need to charge my fucking headset. Fuck me.
Dude, they're just slapping your boy around, dude.
Yeah, they were slapping me around hard, but...
Bro, my Lucio is cracked. I have...
Yeah, I haven't had a Lucio in a while that her Somber actually hits me. I'm not kidding. Every Lucio I play, their Somber never hits me somehow.
I don't want to play Rhino, so...
I wonder if they're gonna keep
Yeah,
one.
like, it took me so long to get beat off the first time because I knew it wouldn't make it. Like, I kept dying really fast. We have Reaper now?
They have a Genji, Winston,
Oh, they're gonna, yeah.
Steve, I mean,
we don't have a stun.
Yeah.
I can go... Winston in the back line, no jump. Winston in the
Reaper, no raid. Go
Great bubble.
Mercy's burning 1 HP.
Damn it, I'm switching back to the line.
Okay, watch out, watch out.
Ryan's half.
I'll go Reaper, I'll go Reaper.
I went Brig.
Oh, man,
I will prove myself.
Get out, run.
Just trying to keep our Ashe alive.
Hey, can we get a Reaper?
Genji's gonna be top right. Winston's top right for sure.
Yep,
I need to drop shield.
He's right here, yeah. He's half, he's right straight ahead.
Put pressure on the barrier.
Winston's still top right. And boosted?
Yeah, I'm on him, but he is monkey.
Genji's digging behind us, 1 HP.
No, he's got health back.
There we go.
Mercy's burning.
What? We need something about monkey.
That sucks.
Monkey's
Or Reaper, Joe.
I got Vault ready, and we got Dragon Blade.
This might
My bug.
Combo Genji if you want to.
I think they got Somber, let's make them pop that.
I'm gonna
We
put
have
Bob 1
6
point.
There you
Dude,
go,
why
Faith.
did he stop? Is he
Reaper upper left.
retarded?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't close enough.
A lot of ults they're using. Oh, it's Reaper. Dude, that damage was in the monkey.
What the fuck is that?
I feel like I'm just shooting fucking barriers, dude.
Reaper's on left, Reaper's on left.
I can
Got Shatter, but
Reaper's
they have
dead, Reaper's dead.
Push him top left.
Thank you, oh my god, I was about to be so fucking pissed.
Monkey, get a monkey.
You got this?
Nice.
Genji's on
Lucio's
point.
1, Lucio's 1 on
I can
point.
blaze now.
Monkey?
Shoot on you.
Genji's low, I punched him already.
Where's the
Round point.
monkey?
Wait, round point.
Get on Genji, get on Genji.
I mean, we're in overtime.
Where is he?
No, no,
Genji's top right, top right, top right.
Let's push.
These are trading.
They got a Zarya now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
switch
have a
Zarya after
Reaper.
this.
Where's she, see me? Just in case.
Yeah,
Switch
watch
off
out.
of monkeys.
Lucio's coming up
top
from
right.
top.
Genji's top right.
And he's looking for a dive.
Forget to watch out.
Nice. You said, I believe it.
Oh my god, I thought I can fucking get it, I'm sorry.
Let's see, where you at?
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, I thought we were
Oh my god. God damn it, I thought it was past his shield for a shatter.
I'm just switching Zarya.
Oh, I almost had ult.
I'm just switching Zarya.
Nah,
Where's your
they're
touch?
in overtime already.
I'm coming back with
This might be a few adjustments.
Reaper ult.
I can't touch. I'm
Yeah,
dead, I'm
Dread.
dead.
I hate this map.
We're about to get to the well.
Chill out, controller. God damn.
God damn, it's all vibration.
Really playing. You just want to go Winston Ball.
Watch out for that Reaper though. They played Reaper.
No, I'm not a great ball. I could do Winston or I could do Orisa here. Oh.
You want to do Orisa Sigma?
I'm fine to play Winston if you want to do ball.
Honestly,
I
McCree's
can't
also pretty
play
good at
ball.
shutting down
Actually,
Reaper.
you know what?
Yeah.
You play Winston, I'll play Orisa.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I could go Zen, but my Zen's not that good. Zen for Discords.
Actually,
they got
Orisa is El
pharmacy.
Presidente.
They're doing pharmacy.
Okay, I'm switching.
That's fine.
Video,
Everyone pocket
Yeah, they're going
Orisa.
left side.
Reaper behind. Going far back.
Car's dead. Mercy's one shot.
What's up, Reaper?
I'm gonna get moved.
There's one. There's one.
He's dead. I got one shot.
Let's get on the run. Let's get on the run.
Let's see,
fine.
The fucking
The Ryan is so fucking low.
First left.
Huh? Goodbye.
Jumped in. Good pigs.
See that snipe on the Tracer?
Ultra.
They really went monkey. Oh, they had monkey.
Wait, they
Oh,
have
I
a
should
Reaper.
have
I don't
fucking
wanna.
switched to Reaper.
I'm gonna fucking get.
I guess I can
Fine. That monkey doesn't even jump me, so maybe he won't jump me.
Orisa, don't get your whole team killed. We're pocketing you.
Yeah.
Watch out
We're
for the
going
right side,
left,
they
we're
get
going
flanked
They're
that way.
going far left, far left, far left.
There we go.
I'm with Team Monkey. Oh shit. Our monkey's going in. Let's go in with our monkey.
Oh, I got hacked.
Ryan's one.
Damn it.
Ryan's one.
Fucking damn it.
Guys, we need to go in with our monkey. What the?
We have an Orisa. What's she supposed to go in?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Let me know.
Fucking McCree.
Yeah, we have Orisa, Brig, McCree, Anna. Who goes in with Monkey? Or Genji went in.
Yeah, I went in. It was just me monkey.
They have a hack.
That's our dive.
I would be careful.
I got hacked. That was my problem. I was gonna jump back out.
Oh, Lucio blew me off. Well then.
Monkey should be half. Yeah, monkey should be half.
Oh shit, there's a Reaper top.
Reaper's there.
Reaper up top left.
What the fuck?
These guys know how to back
gone?
each other.
Sombra, god.
Alright, I'm proud rally.
Reaper should be low.
There, Andy.
Ryan?
Yeah, I bashed the Ryan, I'm dumb.
Oh, Reaper's dead.
No, I hate you, monkey.
Okay, dude, I come back fast.
Sombra's a fucking problem. I got it.
Careful, guys, we have time.
Very fair, too. They have
Sombra's behind them, right? To have all would be cool if we're fighting on points, so I can try to group them in. Oh my god.
Right when I
I
ulted,
can
dude.
touch.
That was a bad dive.
Oh, damn it.
I really don't know where to go.
Sarah?
Actually, McCree can be pretty good at dealing with Sombra. And
I killed the
Reaper as well,
fucking
Super
monkey. Fucking
Nice.
deleted him.
Can we get a Reaper? Something with raw power, because they have double barrier.
Reaper's good as well for dealing with dive. Especially the
They're not really diving, they're kind of
I
brawling.
got
up.
all ready.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Torg
died.
is so damaged. Oh, okay.
Oh, I booked someone in.
We can do this, we can do this.
Alright.
Get the fuck out.
Oh my god.
Touch one.
Focus the Reaper if the fuck
Right. Ryan's low.
Monkey's behind now, monkey's behind. That Reaper still alive?
Yeah. Still there.
Anna, let me know if you're gonna nano me. That way I can dump.
Good pick. Good late pick.
I nanoed,
Someone's going to left, someone's going left.
my bad though.
Someone's going left, I don't know who it is.
It's not Reaper.
It's probably Sombra.
I saw Winston going
I'll
left.
let you guys know when I blade so we can all go into.
They're all going left, they're all going left
Yeah, they're on
again.
left side.
Yeah, hold right here. Hold on a run.
Where are they?
Oh, they're all
We're
left.
just chilling. We have double shield. We win
We
this.
should push, yeah, push guys. I say push. Push, I'm gonna blade. Push, just push. I can't blade. I can't, I got hacked. They're not pushing.
Ryan's anti.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, why is this random?
Oh shit.
I killed Lucio.
Somebody's in left room. Reaper, no way.
I killed the... Dude, get off of me!
Where's Sombra?
Sombra's one.
We win this.
Y'all, this is game point. This is game point.
Nice job, guys.
Let's go!
Nice.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, double shield for the win.
Why would he leave? He did good.
Nah, he hated us.
Play of the game.
Dude, he was the one playing Genji into a monkey the entire game.
Didn't he play McCree at first, or was that our other guy?
That was me.
No, he played Genji
all
right there.
the
You could see it.
time.
You can build again, whatever.
I fucking threw that shit in there. Dude, honestly, I probably would have gotten better. We won. Fuck their cards.
I mean, to be fair, I also think our Genji was good.
I think it was good. I agree.
It was just bad map
But
and
yeah,
bad
you can't-
team for him.
I still stand
If
by
there's
the
bad
statement that
matchup,
Shuriken are stored in the balls.
Just bad matchup.
$180 loot boxes. Dumb. DPS. Shouldn't be hard to find. Nowhere potato. Dude, you played great as Torb, by the way. Every time I saw you getting that picks, even when it was like 1v6.
That's Torb.
Funny thing that happened that game was when the enemy Winston ulted, he knocked me up into the high ground. You know that like top right area on the hole?
Yeah, he was like solo ulting my turret for some reason. I just
Did
pressed
that
L2 on him like 5 times and he just died.
Then the enemy Reaper Death Blossom, but I anti-naded him.
Yes, then he death blossomed on top of me and my turret. It's like 2 solo ults on just right there. Just like chill out.
It's been fun playing with you guys, but I'm gonna have to head off for the night.
Oh, alright. Good playing with you, dude.
It's nice playing with you guys. You guys have a good night.
GG's.
No.
I think I should go to bed. Yeah, GG's my dudes. Good night.